What do you mean, Arathu? I don't understand. Need some water. All right. For those of you joining me, thank you. What I'm working on are, well, when I'm done with these in black here that you see, including these few sprues over here, I will be putting together 400 Warzone Mutant Chronicle minis that I've had for years. That'll be Proxy, Krieg Deathcore / IG, whatever, because they were really cool back then, and they didn't, they didn't have Krieg Deathcore models back when I bought these. So, and I mean, oh my gosh, you get 80 in a box, and I got each box for like $40. So I mean, you can't really beat that. Not by today's standards, anyway. And they're not, like super.
That's a lot of models.
Oh man, you don't even know. You oughta, if you have time, check out my very first video, and you'll understand what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put together all the models that I've accrued since I started this hobby, and then eventually I'll start painting again. But I want to put them all together first. Thousands. I need to do an update video. I keep saying that. I just haven't done it yet. School's gotten in the way and stuff. But yeah, these are actually pretty cool models. I'm trying to remember the name of the company. Hold on, it's right here. Target Games was the name of the company. I don't believe they're in business anymore. But it was, and I never actually played, their version or their game. I just got it for the models, and
I mainly play house, but I got a heroic army as well.
I bet. Yeah, I've got just too much. I don't know. I love it, man. I've got some AOS stuff, but it's really mostly all Warhammer Old World. Well, I say Old World, whatever they're calling it now, but the old Warhammer. I started in 6th edition for regular Warhammer, and unfortunately, even though I've got a massive Orc and Goblin army, and I've got the starter set for the Empire dudes, I got a massive Skaven army that needs to be put together.
Arathu. I started in 2000 and have played Slaanesh ever since.
Nice. Nice. Yep, I've got a Slaanesh army that doubles for both Chaos Demons and 40k as well as Fantasy. That's what we called it, Fantasy. What the heck? Why can't I remember that? Don't get old. Don't get old. These models that are black right now, for whatever reason back in the day, I thought it'd be a better idea if I just primed them on the sprue. That has proven to be kind of an issue these days. It's probably just me. It probably has nothing to do with the model, but I don't know. Of course, the light in my area right here is not very good. One of my lamps died on me, and so seeing everything is in black, it's kind of hard putting it together.
I haven't ever met anyone close to the size of my ready painted Slaanesh army.
Well, mine are not painted, I will tell you that. But the army, I'm trying to remember how many models are in that thing. It's quite a bit. I think it's close. Well, I don't know. I don't want to lie to you. I can't remember. It's a lot though. And that doesn't include, my Noise Marines and stuff like that for 40k. Then I also have a what's it from? Noble Knight Games. It's a their version of a Demon Prince, and it's a it's a female or whatever. Because I like that model better than the Games Workshop one.
I have to store some at home, some at my GFs, and some at work, and some at the local game store.
Nice. How does work feel about you having Slanesh type stuff there? Especially if you got some of the old demonettes like I've got. Alright. That's the hardest part of dealing with these models, is putting those arms on. And it'll be like that for all of them. It's going to be rough. It's a ball joint. But once they get past these black guys, painted black ones.
They don't know. I'm a project manager. So I just store it in my own
nice.
Place.
I hear you. Yeah, I contracted in Afghanistan for a while, and I took models with me that I kept in a Connex box. And whenever I was not at the gym or whatever, or bored, I would just go in there and freaking assemble a few things, or read books, or codexes and stuff, or whatever. So I get that. It's a shame, people can't appreciate, what someone else does because they don't understand it. But that's the way of the world with just about everything, I guess. Man, I got all this glue in my fingernails. Chopped off part of my finger the other day putting a door up. It's awesome. Just awesome. These are, let's see how well this comes out. Let's see. Let me get the light a little better. So these are one set of them. They all have gas masks. These guys, of course, have the pith helmets. They're not as high class as 40k models these days, but back in the day they were pretty shit hot. Got some decent details on them and stuff. Knife, canteen, grenades right there. Not exactly sure what that is. That might be a drum or something. I don't know. But, and then you got, let me see if I have one. Oh yeah. So I'll show you this. That's how long I've been dealing with them. So minus the obvious Imperial Guard backpack attached to his backpack with the radio on it, this is the basic other trooper that they have. Some of them have a bayonet. I think this one, yeah, this one's broke off, so it's probably lost for good. Oh, here we go. I've had these models, my gosh, man, forever. Pretty much whenever they first came out. Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, again, for old models, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. And then what I did, because these were kind of some of my first guard ones, the ones that I had put together, I took extra pieces, from stuff. You'll notice that that's from a multi-melta. And then that other piece is from a flamer, to try to outfit weapons, WYSIWYG or whatever. And they work. So. And since I don't really have anybody to play with, it doesn't really matter. It's not a tournament army or anything like that. So, mainly for my own enjoyment, I guess. But I am going to get all this stuff together.
Arathu, you live far from game stores and stuff?
Yeah, well, okay, so truthfully, there's a game store 7 miles away from me, but they don't really do Warhammer at all. They've got models you can buy and paints, but it's a college town, and, pretty much college kids don't really have a whole lot of money or time, I guess, so the only thing they want to do is, like Magic the Gathering and some D&D stuff or something like that, which they're very particular about, who gets to play with them and whatever, and that's fine. And then the next 2 stores are about an hour and a half away. But again, with the way the economy is and, how much models cost from Games Workshop and stuff, nobody's really playing 40k. So, and unfortunately, that's the biggest hobby that I'm involved in, if you will. So, that's what it is. I live on a mountain, literally. So this is some old primer too, boy. So I'm thinking maybe if it wasn't on there, it would be an easier set. I don't know. We'll find out once I get done with all these painted ones or black primered ones. Because after this, it's straight up open a bag. How many boxes we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5.
Arahu. I live in Norway. It's far between the cities here in driving distance, but there are small communities to find all over the place.
Nice. So how'd you find my channel, if you don't mind me asking? And I appreciate you being here. I know I'm not a big YouTuber or anything. Or Twitch streamer. I wish I could do like a regular, like guaranteed regular schedule. But school kind of messes that up for me.
Arahu. I just clicked the Warhammer tag and saw a new face and wanted to see what it was all about.
Oh, right on. Well, I appreciate it. Glad to have you. Yep. After this, well, I'm waiting on some 3D printed stuff to get here from a friend of mine for my Dark Eldar army. Instead of those horrible Raider models, I just cannot stand them. I think they're the dumbest thing ever. My Dark Eldar army, most of it is the 3rd edition old Dark Eldar models. And then there's some new stuff mixed in, and it's done in such a way that they all kind of blend in. But their vehicles are the Eldar grav tanks, and they won't, I mean, other than the hull itself, they won't look like grav tanks because they're going to have blades on them and some sails or whatever. And then he made me a 3D printed Tantalus, which is, I guess, kind of like the equivalent of their, I guess if you want to call it a Titan type vehicle or whatever, that somebody else made, which I thought it was a heck of a lot nicer than the Forge World one back when they were selling it. I don't even know if they sell it anymore. Can't find anything on that Games Workshop website, man. That thing sucks right now. I mean, it's cumbersome. I mean, I don't like it. Not even worth going to look anymore. Can't believe they spent $6 million on that thing. That's crazy. That's garbage.
Arahu. Yeah, the new site isn't great. Hope it's gonna get better with time.
It just got too much. It's too corporate, man. Like, you just can't find anything. Like, if you don't know what you're looking for, you're not going to find it. Like, if you were brand new to the hobby, you would never know that there was anything Forge World or Horus Heresy or whatever, unless you took the time, which nobody does, to scroll down and read every little thing. Nobody does. We don't do that on sites that we're familiar with either, you know? I mean, that's just the way people are these days. But, you know, I guess they had $6 million to just blow.
Arahu. It's also way harder to find stuff if you don't know what army something belongs to.
Right. Yeah, that's partly what I meant. Yeah, absolutely. So what's the temperature like over there in Norway? Oh crap, I forgot to put the backpack on.
Rahu. I live along the coast, so it's not too bad here. ATM. It's about freezing.
Yeah, it's about to get down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit here. Man, I can't remember the name of that place we were at, but back in the late 90s I did training in Norway, cold weather training, dead of winter. It sucked, I ain't gonna lie. That's probably the coldest I've ever been. Cold and wet.
Rahu. Yeah, haha, I bet it was real cold.
Yep. Cold and wet. I'm trying to think. This one I can't remember, but it's in France. Camp de Cangers, if I'm saying that right, near Toulon, France. That was also a really cold place for the time of year we were there. Doing training with the Foreign Legion. Yep, we get done with these guys. I'm gonna go right back to working on these new Imperium magazine models that came in. Got Sisters of Battle, Necrons, Admech, and I can't remember. Well, I mean, I have a ton of Space Marine stuff, but that stuff I'm gonna wait till, because I need to sort everything out. I've got, oh my gosh, man, I probably have 2,000 Space Marines easy, not including the ones I've already put together. I just realized.
Rahu. It's windy AF here. ATM. It's a storm hitting from the west, so it's straight from
Oh
the
wow,
Atlantic.
yeah, damn. No surfing for you, man. Closed out. All on shore. It's kind of how the guys are in Alaska here, but they usually get offshore winds, which are good for surfing. Alright, I'll be right back. I wish it were that way as far as the coast here. Where I lived in North Carolina years ago, I lived on the beach. And even with all the salt there, you still had frozen icicles and everything else. It's crazy. Crazy. And again, welcome to anyone that's watching. What the heck? Yep, we get done with these guys and 400 to go. I can hear you guys now. You'll never paint it before you die. You might be right. You might be right. But we're going to give it hell and try. So here's a strange question. Do any of you who have any boxes of shame or whatever ever think to yourself, you feel guilty for letting those models sit in anguish in the box, unassembled, unable to talk to anybody, like Toy Story? Oh no, he wasn't glued on there. Crap. Too much pressure. This is definitely a different kind of plastic than Games Workshop for sure. And again, complicated by the fact that back many years ago I had primed these guys with black paint for whatever reason. There you can see what we're doing. Normally I would switch these guys' heads right and left, center, stuff like that. That's what I do with all my other models. But I'm not really doing that with these guys.
I don't get bothered by them. I know I build and paint them quite quickly compared to what many other do. And even if I didn't, I'm glad I supported my local game store.
Oh sure, yeah. Nope, that's good to go. I was just making a joke, you know, like how kids think their toys are alive kind of thing. These guys will be able to sit in the IKEA Detolf glass case, and when I'm not around they'll be able to converse with the Forge World Krieg Death Corps models and talk shit to one another. You're not real.
Well, this is also toy soldiers, just branded to more adult kids.
For sure, for sure. Or like in my case, I mean, I didn't have, you know, my family didn't have these disposable income to do stuff like this. Of course, this didn't exist when I was a kid, so I'm aging myself here, but yeah, it's basically. Oh. Hopefully the music is working for you guys, so it's not just silence and me talking.
Arathu. I do hear it.
That's good. It's hard to find music out there that's, you know, you're not going to get some kind of crazy copyright strike or whatever. Weird. I mean, I've even paid for music and still got the copyright strike. It's like YouTube didn't care. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not paying for it anymore. Not that, you know, I'm monetized by YouTube or anything. I'm not, but...
The copyright strikes happens cause they have bots that scan the video on demand uploads of the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Let's see.
Lots of PPL play normal music but have that not recorded for the VOD after.
Huh. I gotcha. Well, I used to make videos as, you know, brief as I did it, but like I said, school kind of got in the way. So about the most time I've got is to stream like this. And it's more fun this way anyway, because I get to talk to you guys and stuff. Talk about the hobby and whatnot. No.
Any idea on what you are gonna do paint-wise when you are all done?
You mean with these guys in particular? I'm actually not. I'm not too opposed to the company's paint scheme, which these guys had more of a metal look to them. Kind of like a science fiction, you know, Prussian, or I guess you could even say German look or something maybe. Whoops, forgot his backpack. But there's a lot of cloth on these guys underneath their carapace armor. And that's where I'm struggling a little bit, because what they did that I don't like is they did colors like green and stuff like that that definitely contrasted with it. But it didn't contrast in a good way. And so not too excited about that. But that being said too, they'll be painted in a grim dark style. I'm kind of over, you know, all the pretty paint colors and stuff. I don't like it anymore. It's part of the reason I gave my old Salamander's army that's fully painted to my wife. Of course, that one was completely dry brushed. That was supposed to be the gold standard back in 2003, is if you could dry brush an entire army, including the details, not like actually painting it. And I was able to pull it off with design, like art on the rhinos and stuff. Like the doors had flames and all kinds of stuff in the Land Raider. The interior and all of it was done, but it was all completely dry brushed. Not, like I said, not a normal paint stroke. Of course, you know, you've got a little bit of texture you know, if you zoom in on a camera on a table, you can't tell that at all. But that's just not something I want to do again, really. Although there are some models I may add to her army, which will force me to go back and do that so that they match. But she doesn't really play, so it's not a. She just likes them, and she doesn't want me to strip them because I've stripped 3 or 4 armies now back down so that I can repaint them, and she doesn't want me to do that. So, like my Armageddon Steel Legion army was completely painted, but they got completely stripped down. Of course, I also added some stuff to them.
Arahu. My fiance doesn't play either, or paint, and she also has an army. We call her Army.
My wife, well, she's played with me in the past, but she's playing with a painted army, and I want her to have the experience of the only other painted army I had at the time, because I stripped everything else down with some Necrons.
Arahu. It's a good trick. When I'm buying minis, I can go 1 for you, 1 for me, but in reality it is 2 for me.
Right? Yeah, she doesn't like the Necrons because they get back up, so to speak, and they used to get up a lot easier than they do now, I guess. So she doesn't like that. I actually made her a Space Marine character that has the ability, if you roll right, to put 10 Necron warriors down, or at least 10 wounds of Necrons with no saves, and they cannot regenerate. That's the house rule. So he's got an old backstory and everything. His right leg is a Necron leg. I think one of his arms is a Necron arm. He was basically left behind during a battle and survived somehow, salvaging parts from Necrons, and he's got Necron heads all over his backpack. And now he's reunited with the Salamanders, a Necron fighting expert. Oh, he's got a bolter, a combi bolter Gauss flare as well. Something like that. Alright, those guys are all put together. So what do we got? 6 more sprues of black primer dudes. So let's put the easier ones together first. Oh, well, I guess they're all pretty easy. Yeah, alright. Hold on a second, grab some water. These guys fit in their slots really tight too. Almost to the point that you feel like you want to trim stuff off, but you don't really have to. That's my little man. Thought about spray painting these guys gray, but I don't know that it's worth it. Don't like that really, but nothing I can do about it. We'll call it battle damage if it messes up. Oh crap, what did I do that for? Mixing pieces and parts, not very smart. No, they're both the same. Okay. Thought these were different. A different army. There's 2 armies in the box, 40 models per. But these are from an older box that I had, so I don't have all of them. So we'll have a little, I don't know, about 450 something models by the time we're done of these Warzone guys. So something like that. Yeah, the game was played with 2 20-sided dice. That's it. And I never got into it. Just bought it for the models, really. But I think about the time that I got these models was about the time that the Armageddon Steel Legion came out, I believe. And I think that's when my focus just kind of shifted. I think. Pretty sure. Little girl is 2.5 and all sorts of opinion.
It's getting real late over here, so I'm gonna have to dip.
Alright, man. Well, good to meet you.
It was nice saying hi.
Yeah. Stay warm, man. Now, normally, for those of you that view my channel pretty regularly or have done it regularly or seen my stuff, we'll say that, you may remember that I don't typically glue both feet down because I want to be able to pop them off and you know, get to the base better and stuff like that. I will not be doing that with these models. They won't have, you know, 32 millimeter bases or anything like that. So this is about as far as they're going to go. And the base, you know, they'll still get a base treatment, but it's not going to be as elaborate as a lot of things. So guess I should be thankful for how strong this plastic is, having to push in on it that hard. And we'll go back and clean all this stuff up as we assemble even further. But about angles, my son. Angles. And a big wheel of cheese. I have no idea what that last part meant. It just came out. Right. I will be right back again. We're back. Okay, let's trim this up.
Dan Shaw. Sup man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, brother. How's it going? You can hit me up in Discord too if you want, so you don't have to type.
What's up, man?
Hey, man.
What's going on?
Putting these, well, okay, so I don't know if you ever heard of the game. You probably have. Warzone Mutant Chronicles.
Vaguely.
It's old. It was, what are they called? Target Games. They're no longer in business. I think I got these models sometime around when the Armageddon Steel Legion came out, well, before they did, and they were going to be my guard armies or whatever. You got 80 models in a box for $40.
Oh my god, yeah, hell yeah.
So I bought 5.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
Well,
That's
actually, technically it was 6, but I gave some away. So, what you see here, primed and painted, or primed rather, is what I was messing around with, and I never even put. I only had a few put together, but like this guy right here, for instance, you can see the IG freaking backpack on him and stuff for a radio operator. And they're not bad models. I mean, in my opinion, for even for today's standards. And then I took some extra parts, made multi-melt or melta-guns and shit. I don't know how anybody would ever get impaled on this bayonet, but I wasn't thinking about that at the time. So, this is like, maybe 2 inches. So,
Yeah.
but
just to poke them a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, once I get done with these guys, all of this crap will be over with, and then it's brand new in the package, 400 models to put together. So,
A lot.
but I mean, I don't know. I was joking with some guy I met in Norway tonight. He saw my channel, and I was like, does anybody ever feel sorry for any models they haven't put together, like the movie Toy Story, where they're just sitting in the box? And that's, and I was promising these guys for the last week, I'm like, all right, look, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put these Orcs and Krieg guys together from the Kill Team box set, and then I'm going to put you together. And then I realized I had the Rogue Trader Kill Team set already up here, and then I realized I had the Tau that I had to put together from the Imperial Magazine. I'm like, look, I promise.
Guys,
Yeah.
it's coming. I promise.
Yep. You'll no longer be in a box that you've been in for over, 2 decades, and you'll be able to talk shit, in an IKEA glass case about how I'll never paint you. So,
Oh wow.
with the rest of my guard armies that I painted and stripped, they're like, well, it doesn't matter if we paint you, they're just gonna strip you again anyway. So.
Yeah. I mean,
Sometimes it has to happen.
what are their guns they come with? They look like every single model has a minigun.
No. So it's actually really simple. It was you only played with 2 20-sided dice actually, like one 20-sided per person. But there's a couple of these miniguns, in each army, I guess per squad, probably. I don't know if it's 1 per 10 or what it is, and then just their, like this army, these Prussian-looking weirdos. This almost looks like a shotgun, but I don't know what the hell it is. It just looks different from the other guys who have the bayonet thing going on. So, and then you got.
I'd be so upset if I was stuck with that thing, and the dude next to me had that minigun.
Yeah, and then you got, these two, the 2 sergeants, I guess. Probably a knockoff of a bolter, and I don't know what the fuck that thing is.
What is it, like a Desert Eagle looking thing?
Fucking tranquilizer gun.
Oh yeah, shit.
Who fucking knows, dude? I don't know. Oh man, these models take me back as far as difficulty goes, because man, let me tell you, it's I don't know if you can make this out, but it's ball joints.
Oh no.
And
Well, at
it's
least you get some posability in there, though, right?
not exactly. I mean, they're just, the pieces are so tiny, slipping out of your hands and stuff. Just crazy. What the hell was I doing? Oh, this guy. So you pretty much have to do things in stages. And I mean, I kind of figured it out, but I remember that was one of the reasons I stopped putting them together, because of how long it took to put them together. Now, mind you, at the time, the only models I had put together were Space Marines and the 3rd edition box set Dark Eldar, which basically were the same as these guys and drove me nuts. So, other than that, before that 3rd edition box set, all I'd ever put together was a, F4 Phantom J from Vietnam,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, not these kinds of models. And I don't know what it is. It's weird, because it's like, these aren't even really as technical, or at least they don't seem that way to me, now. And I mean, any of our minis, and the plastic's not as brittle as, model airplanes and stuff. So I don't know what I was so intimidated by back then, but I was, for some reason.
Yeah. Well, that happens. I know the feeling.
Yeah, just I spent 2 hours a day leaf blowing my shooting range. Still got to do the parking lot. That'll be another couple hours probably. And figured, well, I'm gonna just put these guys together, get them, at least these guys, done and over with, so I can move on. Yeah, this part right here is the worst. So this isn't quite a full ball joint, and so if it slips, you get glue on your fingers. You bastard.
I'm waiting for it to happen. Here it goes.
Well, yeah, it kind of sort of did. These guys do a different pose where their hand goes on top, where those guys are underneath. Yeah, there's no easy way to do this.
Hey, love, did you move the dogs?
Yes, I did. There's no easy way to do this. I mean, maybe. Yeah, see, already got me. Son of a bitch.
Like this at all.
Yeah, that's how they're. Hey, buddy, what you doing?
That wasn't an okay.
You want to see?
That was like
Okay.
It was okay.
Model time has to stop.
Did you?
I gotta hug my little man. Yeah. Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving!
I know, we gotta get that cough out of you, buddy.
I know, he's about to get some medicine right now.
You're gonna get some medicine, Mama said. Okay? Alright. Have a good night, okay? Well, you can't touch those, they got glue on them. Look at that tummy, boy. Hey, Mommy's got some medicine. Hey. Good job. Good job, buddy. Here you go. Alright. Oh. Okay. I'm not gonna turn you away, but I definitely can't do models well. You're in my lap. Not these models, anyway. I already want to shoot them with real bullets. So what are you working on, or what are you up to?
Oh, I was just bullshit. I've been online for a while arguing with these people on Twitter.
Oh, me too, dude, all day. Freaking retards. Oh my gosh.
Oh, God. Yeah.
About, I mean, you know, like, oh, you know, Trump's gonna, you know, all the crimes he committed. I'm like, name one. Name one. That's actually been proven. You know, and they're like, well, he's already been convicted. I'm like, no. And even if you were to somehow pull up something I didn't know about, it's most likely been appealed, which means it all starts over.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, so you're saying that criminals on death row that are appealing their death sentence, you know, they're not in jail, they're not convicted? And I said, that's not how it works, dude. I'm like, they had a chance to appeal, they probably lost their appeal, and now they're petitioning the court for another appeal. Freaking
Yeah, that's all they're doing, is they're dragging this out. I know what their plan is. So, they're using Donald Trump's strategy against him.
Right.
He always does this in these big lawsuits, is he just pay his lawyers to drag this out until the legal system gets sick of it.
Right.
Says, enough is enough. We've spent too much money on this. Just let the guy go. So they're thinking they're going to pull the same tactic. And, you know, it's kind of messed up that you can even do that.
Oh, I know.
These things.
Well, I mean, we just dropped 20 grand of our 50 grand it's going to cost me for my appeal.
Oh no.
You know, that's what I'm saying, Scotty. Oh no.
And then 1, 2, 3 tens.
Good
But
job.
I just
But I mean, I'm heartened by
more.
the way that the attorney was talking to me. He's former Army JAG officer. He was enlisted and officer. He's a gun guy. When I sat down with him, he said, you know, I want to tell you something, and he goes, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from with this. And what it boiled down to, without him saying it, was, you know, help me out with everything you can, but let me do my job, you know, as a defense attorney, which I get. Because he was looking over some of the stuff that we had already done, our investigative report and stuff like that, and he goes, you're a very scrupulous man. And I mean that, you know, in the best way possible. He goes, it's amazing, you know, the detail, you know, so forth and so on. He goes, but here's the problem. for all your instructor status, all the things you've done, you know, combat experience, all the courses and stuff you've done, blah blah, sniper this, you know, so forth and so on. And I found you on the internet. He's like, you're still not a civilian certified ballistician, and so you can't be, you know, an expert witness on stuff like that. And two, you can't be an expert witness because, well, it's like you could, but it would hurt the case because you obviously want to be not guilty. You're not an unbiased opinion. And so we may have to hire somebody from Hornady or Remington or somebody, you know. So, but which is going to cost more money, but really don't have a choice. So
Yeah.
I got to fight this, you know, the best way that we can. Actually, I think I found a workaround on this. If I just put this together first, maybe this will work.
Look at that piece.
The question will be, oh,
Wanna
you
bite?
bastard. The question will be whether or not it gives me the right angle. Yeah, those guys had ball joints on both arms. These guys, the ones that I really like, of course, don't. Freaking turds.
Yeah, that's an obnoxious build right there. We have to have the arms separate. I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
Which one did you
Well,
use?
if I remember correctly, this is how it was. Like back, like that was kind of the standard. Because
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, I know the Dark Eldar were like this. They were a pain in the ass. They just didn't have ball joints.
Yeah, I think the difference is I'm used to models where when they do that, it goes up to the shoulder.
Yes.
So having that elbow joint is just, it's really awkward. That's
Oh yeah. Yep, definitely.
Okay.
Alright, let's see.
Do you want to bite?
Did we figure this out? I don't know. Get off me. Get off me. Get off me. Next thing I know, I'm in Debo's pigeon coop sweating like a slave. Only person getting me out is my mama. I don't know if you remember the movie Friday.
Yeah.
Fucking smoky. What's this? It's angel dust, Holmes. I'm running down the street in my drawers. Yeah, this is gonna, oh my god, this is gonna suck balls.
And you have what, 270 left?
Oh no, 400 after these black guys.
Alright.
400. Well, I'm sorry. 200 of these guys, particularly.
Danielle? Want to bite?
All right, let's try that. See if that is a method. Cause good God, oh, it's already drooping. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. You might need to get some of the gel glue.
That stuff never
Yeah,
works
there
for
it
me.
goes. There it
Tell your
goes.
mom I drugged
That
you
stuff
today?
never works for me, dude.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I do have some zip kicker over here, but that stuff dries my nose out.
Your hands are fine now, right? Yeah. I mean, Benadryl helped, but I forgot it was going to.
And this might be better, or you know, when there's no paint on the model first. You know. Who knows? It's definitely a pain in my ass right now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that 3D stuff comes in this week. 3D stuff that I got from a guy on my, what do they call them? The, God, what are they called? The assault drills? Are they termite assault drills? Is that what they're called? No, I'm sorry, not termite assault drills. The breaching drills that the Krieg have.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What the fuck it is? I'll tell you exactly what they're
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Can't remember that shit anymore. I ordered all this shit from him like well over a year ago. He's like, dude, I'm really sorry, you know. Just I'm like, no worries. Yeah, it's like the underground thing. It's like a mini Chimera with a, you know.
Yeah, it's got a cool ass like drill
Yeah.
array on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 3 of those coming. I've got blades and stuff for my Eldar grav tanks that are going to be used for the Dark Eldar, like they were pirated because I can't stand the stupid Raider ones. Boy, what are you doing?
Some water? Right here.
What's Mommy got?
You're so funny.
Stupid. What's up?
What did you just say?
Where's popcorn?
Oh, you just said stupid. Watch out. You better not be saying that. You're listening to Dad. Dad's a bad influence. I might have said that. It doesn't seem like something I would say. It seems like I would say something worse.
She went in there and pulled on you. She told her grandpa on you. What?
I think I would have said something like, "Hey, dumbass, get the fuck out of the way."
Yeah.
Can I have some?
That's another really cool model of the organ.
Yeah, I've got 2 3D printed ones. But I refuse, and he printed me off 50, Krieg Death Corps standing in it, because I'm not. Can you believe that ginormous vehicle? They dumbed it from 50 to 20 Krieg in there.
You're not being nice.
No shit. Yeah, you're gonna spend $300 or $400 on something like that for 20 guys.
Away.
Yeah. Or
Get
get
those grouchy bears away.
Exactly.
When I was doing that in the bathroom, she wants to laugh, but she wants to be angry. So
Just
she's
blows
like,
my mind, man. What Games Workshop comes up with.
Yeah, they're not crazy sauce
And then
sometimes.
she's laughing because I'm tickling her. And she giggles and then she's like, no.
But and he made me a Dark Eldar Tantalus, not obviously the one from Forge World, but something that another guy made that in my mind looks a little better.
Should I leave this one out right now?
Instead of like the
No.
sailboat sails, it's got more of a
I'll kiss you.
I almost want to say like a Mad Max / Return of the Jedi feel, with the sails are kind of like like curved like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of looking forward to that thing, and then that'll wrap up the Dark Eldar for me,
Huh?
and my Krieg,
Who is that? Who is
just because of those drill or breacher things.
Who's that? Who's this? Miss Kimber? She's gonna kiss you.
Oh my gosh, there's so much
She's gonna
noise
kiss
right
you.
now.
Kimber feels good.
Everybody was on the other side of the house when I started streaming.
You were so bad at it. Henry and Jake
It's like a
were
phone
dolls.
call, right?
You were bad.
Oh
She's gonna kiss you.
Get out of here.
So what have you been arguing about?
Watch out.
Stop.
It started. Get to the point where they started to go down the road like U.S. veterans are idiots.
Oh boy.
They're a bunch of baby killers. And I was like, oh, here we go. And a couple other vets laid into it.
I'm coming.
And then I just had to drop some truth. I'm like, listen, man, if you walk away with anything today, learn that if something sounds like bullshit, you should probably educate yourself on it so you develop your own opinion. Instead of just parroting the same garbage
So I
everyone
didn't do
feeds you.
anything with dogs yet. Come on.
And, that was pretty much the gist of it.
Well, the idiots that I was dealing with today, it was literally everything was, I know you are, but what am I?
Oh my god.
I mean, that's basically all it was. And then the one guy, his name says, I don't remember what it said, but something, and then it says Patriot and Veteran, and I was like, dude, because I kept telling him cry harder, commie. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you're no veteran, dude. And he goes, no, I served. And I'm like, no, you don't understand what I'm saying. You revoked that status. Hey, you see my finger right here? Where the nail's gone and part of my thumb?
Yeah.
When I was installing this door, I cut that part of my hand or finger off
Oh no.
like a few days ago. So I'm also trying to put models together while fucking around with this hurt thumb. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, I still got duct tape all over on my finger from how I, made it clot. Duct tape works wonders.
Yeah.
People don't believe me, but this cut right here, this scar right here was a duct tape thing. Just duct taped it together, kind of like a butterfly suture, if you will, without the thread, and then wrapped the whole fucking thing. Let's see what else. Where is it? Is it this hand? Oh, where is it? Yeah, this hand. Right here. Yeah, I got all kinds of fucked up shit. This is military medicine at its finest right here. All for a fucking broken scaphoid bone, dude.
Oh, that's bad though.
That was right here. So
Yeah.
now my hand, that's as far back as it goes. I can't.
That's one of the worst bones in your hand to break.
Yeah, but I can't. Yeah, so I can't go back any further. So I had to relearn how to shoot and everything. There's another finger that was all jacked up here somewhere. I don't know. I've got scars everywhere. Who fucking knows?
People will fall and break that bone, and then they feel like they get better, but then the bone dies.
That's what happened to mine. It was broken for a year.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And then you got to go in and deal with it later
Well-
on when it starts to cause
Well, the
problems.
Naval Hospital sent me out in town to see a specialist or whatever you want to call him, and he was like, he sent me back, because I had to have permission, I guess, to get an MRI, because nothing was showing up on X-ray. It was so fine of a fracture. Well, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't approve the MRI, and he's like, well, then the only thing I can do is cut you open. And I was like, okay. And I said,
That sounds like a lot of fun.
yeah. And he's like, I'm sorry, that's all I can do. There's nothing else I can do if they're not going to do this. So I'm so glad you just broke off like that. And he did, and that's what I've got now. I mean, like I said, the hand will not go back any further than what I just showed you. And I mean, I guess, they give me a little disability for it, and they figure, oh, you'll be okay. That's not the point, dude. I can't even do push-ups unless I do it on my knuckles, because I can't bend the hand. Like when I was racing motocross, after that I had to reach all the way over, like really reach over to manipulate the throttle, which is, put me in a very precarious position. Oh my gosh, Danielle, you're just losing your mind tonight.
No, we're going to bed. Scotty's going to bed. If you want to lay down
Hold on
with
a
us,
second.
get your blankets.
Oh no.
Like, let's spread some love here, guys. Didn't you have like the red scorpions that you made up, like your own, like, in-house Forge World
Yep.
thing? Like,
And they didn't hardly get any love.
yeah, they vanished. They gave up on them.
I mean, I made a few, like one of my Terminators, that's a Death Watch Terminator for my custom Space Hulk board and stuff, is this red scorpion. But I mean, and they had some, for what little lore they had was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like you said, they just kind of gave up. Well, dude, I don't even know what's going on with Forge World right now. Do you?
Oh, they're gone.
Like gone?
I'm pretty certain. Actually, here, you know what?
Because I can't find shit on fucking that stupid ass website they got now. That thing's garbage. Probably.
Forge World's still up. They still have a website. Oh, nope. Send you right back to Warhammer.com.
Well, I was able to look up some Titan stuff on the Warhammer thing, but that's because I knew what I was looking for. But there's no Titans available, just weapons.
Yeah.
And I think even those were out of stock. I think.
Yeah, everything they have is out of stock.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, I don't know what. Dude, that website is garbage, man. It looks like garbage. It operates like garbage.
We're gonna go
And that's not just me being a hater. I mean, it sucks. I don't even want to be on it. Well, this seems to be working if I just remember the right angle.
It's
So
called the Hades breaching drill.
that's it. Yep, you got it. That's the one.
And that is a cool ass model.
Yep, I got 3 of them coming. I mean, again, it's not a Forge World one. It's, but who cares?
Yeah, I got a friend print me up a repressor, which is a lesser known Sisters of Battle
Yeah.
Chimera
You got a picture?
type vehicle on a Rhino chassis.
You got a picture?
Yeah.
You say chassis?
Chassis, yeah.
I was gonna say I've always known it as chassis.
You can do both.
Like cache was cache, not cache.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Who fucking knows?
Octopuses, both acceptable.
Octopi.
Yeah, octopusassy.
Jesus Christ.
Just, goddamn brain, it's gone.
Mindfulness.
Repressor.
Repressor, yes. I hate when that shit happens to me, dude. It really bothers me. I spent 2 hours today leaf blowing my shooting range. I still got to do the parking lot, so that's another 2 hours. And I don't need to, this weekend, but I was trying to think of all the things I need to do out there, and it's just me and the leaf blower. Nothing else going on, right? And I couldn't fucking remember shit. I'm just like, God damn it.
Why am I up here?
Yeah, no, well, yeah. Thank you for bringing up the fact that you guys got to figure out how the hell you're going to get off the planet.
Well, I figured at some point, we should bring it up.
Well, there's also another issue. Unless you guys want me to just do the objective, like, okay, there it is, you ran across it. Because if you don't, and nobody's paying attention, you guys may miss everything. And have to come back. Yep. So.
Why can I not find a good picture of this thing? There's lots of different kits of them because it was like a Forge World model for a little while. Here's the official picture. But this is not the one that I'm going to use. I'll put it on Discord.
Yeah. You like my Happy Thanksgiving thing?
Oh, yeah.
Goddamn Arnold. That dude, I could not get into. Wait, where did you put it?
Oh, right there. And oh shit, I put it in the Death Watch underneath the turkey.
Oh. Yeah, Conan the Barbarian was the best. The other ones, they were okay, I guess.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the Space Marine in the other one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that scene too.
On the Tree of Woe. Contemplate this on the Tree of Woe.
But there is a better model for it that somebody made, and it kind of has like.
Oh, okay.
Like a cathedral vibe to it.
Yeah.
I cannot find.
I don't know. That's the only thing with my sisters. I don't like any of their vehicles because of that cathedral shit.
Here we go.
I know it's supposed to be like that and over the top, but it just fucking annoys me.
That's the kit.
Okay. That's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, it's got that, like...
I don't know about the shit on the blade,
metal thing, but it's also got, like, it's, still a military vehicle.
Right.
But I like these because, like, they're more of a riot vehicle.
Yes.
And that I think has more flavor of what the Sisters are all about.
Right.
Because they're not technically an overt war force,
Right.
They can be, but they're not really designed for that. There's other people that are better for that. They go out and handle shit, but if you have, like, some little bit of heresy going on near a shrine, you best believe they're kind of smashing through a wall in that fucking thing and open up that heavy flamer on top.
Well, there's a book that I have, and I can't remember which one it is. In the story, these sisters, and I can't remember if they were there already, like it's their planet, or if they showed up. I feel like they showed up. And they went to basically cleanse this mine. And I can't remember the name of the damn book, but it was good, man. Like, it was a really good book. Yeah, no, I like that. I'm not a big fan of that shit on the fucking dozer blade on the sketch, but that dozer blade is legit.
Yeah, that's a mean looking wall crasher right there.
That's a fucking literal minesweeper right there, in my opinion. Yeah, that one makes sense.
Yeah, but it's neat too, because like, well, not that the rules matter anymore, but it was kind of like a mix between a Rhino and a Chimera.
Right.
Like, it had a little bit better weaponry than a Rhino does.
But it's got the shooting ports.
Yeah, you got the shooting ports. You got I think it's a twin-linked heavy bolter or twin-linked heavy flamer on top, and it's got that dozer blade.
That one's got a heavy bolter. Might be an option. I'm wondering. It looks like it also has a heavy flamer on top, like a singular pintle mounted. I'm wondering though. I'm trying to remember. I know that you could open top your Rhinos in 3rd edition, and I'm trying to remember how many you could shoot out of that. It felt like it was half. But when it came to Chimeras, I believe it was 10. I don't remember.
You had 6 las guns on the side that could shoot out. But if you open the top, I think one. Well, I'm using heavy or 5th edition rules. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think they keep changing the fucking rules, so it's hard for me to keep track. But
right.
One I'm familiar with is you can have one model fire up the top, which could be a heavy weapon or whatever, and then 6 models on a Chimera can handle the sides or can.
But it counted as open topped when you did that for that turn. Yeah, I remember now. It's been a while since I've played a real game.
Yeah.
I really want to, dude. So I played a small game, like, 5 Marines each with my niece's boyfriend, just showing him what Warhammer was, and each Marine was its own unit, right?
Right.
And I gotta tell you, even as simple as that was, I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Why am I playing this? not because of him or anything, but just, like I don't know, it just seemed like here we are with fucking the math and everything else, and what rules am I playing with, and I don't know, just I guess thinking about games I'm gonna be honest, that last game I played in the store, that really, for lack of a better phrase, broke me as far as wanting to play, because, and I know I shouldn't care, but that guy, one, he was a Navy veteran, younger guy. But just the fact that you want to get that upset over a fucking game, because you were losing with your meta Space Wolf army you bought off of eBay, and you're losing, with Primaris and everything else, and you're losing to an army that was built and maintained since 2003, never had anything added to it, all firstborn. And then 3 turns later you go, oh, I forgot to shoot, with my, what the hell is that fucking ship that the Space Wolves have? I have one, I just can't remember the name of it. Longfang or some shit? Or Stormfang? Or I don't know.
Was it like a Storm Talon knockoff?
No, it looks like a landing craft boat, but it flies. It can be a transport, or it can have like some crazy ass gun on the front that obliterates just about everything. I think it's called a Stormfang or something. But anyway, it's for Space Wolves only, but it's got like a front drop ramp and all that kind of shit, depending on how you model it. And so he forgot to fire with this thing. I think it had, I don't know, according to him anyway, 6 heavy bolters or some shit.
Yeah.
So 3 turns later, he's like, and I didn't know he forgot to fire with it. I'm not paying attention to that shit. But 3 turns later, he's like, oh, I forgot to fire with this, 3 turns ago. Do you mind if I shoot at it? And I'm, your stuff now? And I'm like, oh, yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
I do kind of mind.
3 turns later. I mean, if you just said it, you know, the next turn, I'd have been like, yeah, go ahead, man. You know, but now that you've got this thing in position, you know, closer range, blah blah blah. Yeah, fucking mine. I mean, I just said, yeah, I can't let you do that, and that's how I said it. And dude started, you know, getting all pissy. So I stuck my hand out. This is the part that got me. I stuck my hand out to shake his hand, and he shook, you know, took my hand, and I said, look, man, you know, great game. You know, I got to run. You know, you win. And he realized why I was quitting, which was because of him. And he fucking like yanked his hand away, you know, and I was like, yeah, I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah.
But
You know, I would have done the same thing though.
What's
Fuck
that?
Dude, I'm not gonna fucking tolerate just shitty fucking sportsmanship.
No.
Like, I'm there to have fun. I don't play with random people for 2 reasons. I think I've already told you this. I can't handle the idea of someone just picking up my models.
Yes.
Yeah, I cannot. Like, they're not the best models painted in the world, but they're mine, and I don't want people's fucking chicken grease fingers all over my
Cheetos.
shit. Yeah. So, like, and I know that there's usually rules in place that, hey, don't pick up other people's models, but it fucking always happens.
That's like actually a new thing, dude. Like, I hear about, like, I listen to that on Northern Exile and stuff, and that's not something that, like, I mean, I guess, you know, politeness would get you, you know, not doing that kind of shit. But back in the day, there was no rules on that shit. And people would,
Yeah.
you know, just out of, I guess, expediency for a tournament or a game, guys would do that, you know? I never
Well,
really...
It's one thing if, like, it's your friend,
Sure.
and I know he's going to pick it up by the base or, you know, like a part that he's not too concerned about.
Right.
But I don't like the idea of random people picking shit up. I also don't like the idea of kleptos saying, hey,
Oh, yeah.
that's a cool little trinket. I think I'm going to pocket this off the table when no one's looking.
Right.
And
Have you
so
had
for
that happen?
Like, no, but it's like a paranoid thing. Like,
Or, I mean, like...
I know it's happened before.
Huh.
And knowing my luck, it would happen to me.
Yeah. Same.
I'd be like, where the fuck did that model go? And, you know, it's in some dude's fucking stolen shit closet. I don't know, wherever fucking people who can't help but steal things.
Right.
Things. But that aside, I also just can't handle the attitudes of people. Like, I'm there to have fun. It's supposed to be a camaraderie thing. You know, at the end of the day, I don't really care if my army wins or loses. I'm
Right.
not there to fucking stomp the shit out of somebody. I don't have a strong competitive, you know, mindset. But I do want to, like, I want to paint the models and put on this artistic talent and then, or, you know, artistic outlet, and then put them on the table and then play the game. And I think the best thing that comes out of it is just, like, the epic, you know, sort of meta story that develops out of it.
Right.
These great moments where, like, holy shit, how did that one guardsman, like, you know, bayonet that fucking bloodthirster for 2 turns and survive?
Right.
You know, you always have, like, your MVP at the end of the game. And I haven't played in a couple of years. I gotta get my friend over here. He lives over in Orlando. See if we can't get, like, a
Where do
game
you live?
going. In Tampa.
Shit. If I'd have fucking... Well, who knows how this would have worked out, but... If, you know, my wife lived in Ocala, the Ocklawaha National Forest. If we just stayed there, probably could have just came over and played with you.
Yeah. I got a table in my garage that my wife hates, so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's been sitting there for years. Just up against the wall.
Huh. Yeah, maybe one day I get through all this legal shit, I can fucking fund you and see that and fucking Slim to come up here and we'll fucking play him on my table and shit.
Hell yeah.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Nobody will win. We won't know what the rules are. We'll just fucking eating popcorn and fucking whatever.
It depends on the edition we play.
Well, okay, I won't know what the rules are. We'll put it that way. I'll be going, damn, how does this work?
Alright, I'm like, I don't know. What rule book do you want to start with? We can go back to 2nd edition.
All I'm going to do
know.
is point at my shelf and go, one of those.
Oh, man. Yeah. We're probably safe sitting around 5th or 6th. That's the one I have the best knowledge with. I think I did a little bit of 8th edition. I didn't hate it. I didn't find it to be a whole lot different than everything else, other than the fact that, like, you know, they're doing the codex creep that they love to do.
Yeah.
I like the idea with 10th edition that they put all the shit out on the table at once. Said, all right, no more Codex creep. Here's everything.
Except now they're doing it.
But the rules suck.
Right. But now they
Like,
are
they're
doing
going-
Codex creep.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you know what? Hey, what's going on, C-Dat?
Is he here?
Yeah, he popped in. There he is.
Hey.
How was your turkey, man?
Oh, well, it was steak and mushrooms, but yeah.
It's better than fucking turkey.
Yeah, it is.
Who needs a turkey when you have dead cow and fungus?
Fucking
And we had filet, so, you know.
Pete is gonna be mad
Rich
with
bitches.
Yeah.
you. Pete is gonna be upset with you,
They can eat a dick.
right?
Every year. Actually, they wouldn't. At a principle, because you're made of meat.
Right?
Or, well, whoever's dick you're talking about is made of meat.
So, Dan, about the weirdos we found today on
Jesus
Twitter.
Christ. Yeah,
Oh,
I was
you
going-
were
yeah,
there
I was
too?
talking about-
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we both were. Jesus, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know why these people think it's a good idea to shit on Frostfire.
Oh, hold on a second. See that? If you don't, not that you need to curtail what you say, but if you didn't know, I'm streaming. So.
Oh, shit.
No, you're good. No, you can say whatever, dude. I don't give a shit.
All right.
I just wanted to let you know for your own privacy.
So,
whatever.
Nick!
Knitters everywhere. Freaking
Dropping
knitters.
in bombs.
Yeah, there's the end of that YouTube channel.
Yep.
Angry Badgers Minis 2.
Yeah.
No electric boogaloo.
Nope.
Yeah. No, I don't know why people like to go and shit on her. Like, she's fucking... She can be mean.
Oh, yeah, Frost has a fucking temper. No
Yeah.
problem. No doubt about it.
And they don't have the fucking... They don't have what it takes. I think they're lucky I stepped in.
Well,
Like,
yeah, and it's like, oh, wow. I saw that, I'm like, you don't want to attack Frost. No.
Yeah, dude, I just fucking saved that guy. And he kept going on and on. He eventually... I don't know if you read all the way through that thread, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
started going in on veterans. And
Yeah,
he
I
was
saw
like 2
it.
seconds away from making a baby killing joke.
The only Frost I know is that dumb bitch from G4 TV or whatever the hell it was called.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Frostfire Flame is trans, but like one of those cool people that
Wait a
you
minute.
can
Maybe,
just-
hold on.
Bullshit.
Fire. Maybe that's a friend of mine. Hold on.
It probably is. Frost is pretty cool.
I'm like, just big into Warhammer lore, so.
Oh yeah, and she actually knows who Horus Lupercal is.
No.
I know, right?
That guy.
Oh god.
Fuck, man.
I thought
Dude,
his name was-
imagine fucking up so bad that you're the reason Horus is trending on fucking Twitter.
Oh yeah. No, that's
Right,
a
I know.
yeah. She's yeah, I know. I know her. Yeah.
Yeah, Frost is pretty cool.
I thought that sounded familiar, but I haven't talked to her in a while because I've been on the following tab instead of the For You tab. Because I'm dumb. I'm masochist. Yeah, so I'm putting together my Warzone Mutant Chronicle models finally. And after these, I'm about done with the ones that I, for whatever dumbass reason, decided to primer ahead of time back in the day. So this primer's at least 20 years old and, you know, whatever. After that, I'll have 400 of them put together.
Dude, that's...
Fucking nerd.
Nerd. You fucking nerd.
You fucking nerd.
What's
One way or
hilarious
the
to
other,
me is
that's fucking the level of dedication, though. Like, I gotta hand it to you. If you do get to the end of that pile,
bro,
like,
have
you
you
need to crack a beer or something.
have you seen? You haven't seen my first video, then I guess
No, I
on YouTube.
Dude, his pile of shame
It's not a pile.
requires a fucking helmet to move. Okay.
fucking forklift certified.
Yeah.
Oh no, you need probably an entire tractor trailer truck.
I will never have a fucking pile. I will never have a collection equal his pile of shame.
Yeah, dude, my shit fits on a shelf, so.
Oh, mine does too. Many shelves.
He's already lured me into wanting to buy a fucking starter set. So
I just told you
the fucking
what.
crack dealer.
I just told
Yeah,
you what
okay.
you would have
Yeah,
fun
man.
with.
Yeah, orcs are cool, dude. Orcs are cool.
I told him to get the Krieg Deathcore and the Orc set, Kill Team set, because I think he would enjoy
Okay,
those
man.
better than just
Here,
having random
just a
space
little
marines.
smoke. It won't hurt you.
Puff puff give.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
get killed with somebody else. You're lucky you're my boy.
You know, this shit isn't addictive, man. I can give it up at any time. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh man, there was something else where somebody said that, but it wasn't. I can give it up when I want to. It said, hold on a second. Oh, it was Richard Pryor. He goes, man, you know, Coke, shit, man, Coke. I smoke Coke all the time, or I do Coke all the time. You can't get hooked on Coke. No, you can't get hooked on Coke. I've been doing Coke for 15 years. I ain't hooked.
Exactly. That's why I love these people. I've been smoking dope for 12 years. I can give it up anytime. Well, why don't you? I don't fucking want to, man.
Careful, man. I'm just talking to you. Don't bite my head off, literally.
I'm not addicted. I just really like this shit.
Yeah, I felt the same way about cigarettes.
I think that might be the addiction talking, pal. No.
Oh god, it was so bad. I mean, if I wasn't smoking cigarettes, I was literally chewing Red Man. Yeah, old school fucking leaf tobacco, man.
I carried a can of Kodiak with me on every patrol, but I don't dip. It was mainly like if I thought I was falling asleep a little bit on my watch, you know, fucking all I did was put my finger in it to get the fucking juice or whatever on there, touch it to my fucking lower gum, it burned the shit out of me. I was awake. And that's it.
I used to love it, man. First started to roll up. You know, you made to make sure you provide somebody for security detail and blah 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 blah. Hey Tom, how you doing for Chew? What the hell's that got to do with it? I got a fresh pack of Red Man. Give me that shit. All right, y'all off from duty. It's cool.
Yep.
Fucking water, and he'd like reach in, take like half the bag, and stuff it in his mouth. Man.
Of course, payment. You gotta pay freaking carry on.
I ain't stupid, man. I may be dumb, but I ain't stupid.
You gotta pay the boatman.
My first deployment, I used to carry the instant coffee grounds out of the.
Oh yeah, crap!
And I would throw them back, and like they wouldn't. Fucking the caffeine didn't matter. The flavor would wake you up. Like it was so awful and bitter. You're like, ugh. And then damn, like I'd be up for a while, you know, happy. Well, as happy as you can.
Well, yeah. I mean, somebody asked me one time, I was like, "What kind of coffee do you drink?" I said, "Taster Show is instant." What the hell you drink that shit for? That's what they gave me in the Army, man.
Yeah, that's all there is.
Gave me the MRE. What are you talking about?
That's all I rated for 30 freaking years.
Exactly. Fucking MRE coffee.
What was pretty awesome is on my last deployment, like people would send us like coffee from back home. Just we had bags and bags and bags of coffee, all these different brands from all different companies. It was kind of neat because every day we had a different, you know, different flavor.
Y'all were fucking pampered, shit.
Oh, dude, we were in Kuwait, so you know,
shit,
that's where care packages go to die.
I was gonna say that's not a deployment, man.
That's probably where all my mail went.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
it had your name on it. I was wondering who this guy was.
He's like, man, I've been trying this whole time to figure out how to tell him.
As I sip this delicious coffee.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, now he's got my home address.
Yeah. Fuck. I know that's where I'm at right now. I know where you live.
Bag of dicks and MREs.
I can look forward to a fucking jambalaya every Christmas.
Thank
you, boys.
Have you eaten either one of those?
No, they're over in the corner right now. I don't even know what to do with them. I might put the jambalaya in my fucking curio cabinet over
It needs to be your Christmas.
I told you, dude, you need to bronze that shit.
You fucking bronze it.
Bronze that shit and put it on the fucking mantle.
I know.
Something else your wife will hate. Turn it into fucking terrain on your game table.
Yeah, my dad left me specifically one heirloom. I got a lot of stuff from him when he passed, but
I was going to ask you, like,
it's a wooden duck. And I don't know if I've ever told you this story.
Okay, no.
But he was deployed to some Spanish-speaking country, is the way he put it. And he would always talk about things other than the actual war stuff. But in this instance, like, it's normal for you to go down there with like $100 and you exchange it into their money, and like you get a suitcase full of money. So like, you know, it goes a long way.
You don't have any siblings that speak Spanish, right?
No, I probably have siblings that speak almost every language, to be honest, that I'll never meet. But he's down there's like, it's also customary to get yourself like a maid/wife for the period. I'm like,
Oh,
all right, Dad.
Hey, yeah, I've heard this story, yeah.
And he's like, all right, well, so here's the deal. Like, she was great. Like, she took care of me for, the months that I was there.
Jesus.
And, like, she did everything I needed. It was awesome. So at the end, I figured, like, I'm not going to give her, like, a little bit of money. I'm just going to give her, like, what I feel is an appropriate tip. So he tried to give her a $20 bill, and she about had a panic attack, because, like, you get murdered over this amount of money.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like,
sounds like Panama.
A good person will go bad over this amount of money. She's like, I can't take that. They'll kill me. And he's like, no, it's fine. Just don't show anyone, go back, take it to your family. And after some convincing, she ran off and, like, came back to thank him. And she brought him, like, their heirloom, which is this wooden carved duck. And she gave it to him. And then he gave that to me. And I was like, whoa. Are you fucking telling me the only heirloom you have to offer me is a fucking sex duck?
Sex duck.
Dude, Dan, you got to change your name on Twitter to Sex Duck, dude.
Yeah, dude, you got a sex duck. There's nothing else that works at this point.
No.
We're just going to start referring to you as Sex Duck.
Or Sierra Delta.
You know what? I might.
But we need it Sex Duck in Spanish.
Yeah, what is that? What would that be?
We'll have to fucking Google Translate that shit, man. No, it was because my grandfather, I mean, before he died, he told my mother, he says, I just want you to know, if you ever find yourself in England, you probably have a couple of siblings over there. What? Yeah, when I was over there in 42, 43, into 44.
Things happened.
Things happened. My girlfriend, Dad, I don't really want to talk about this shit right now. Well, I'm dying. What are you going to do about it?
Mistakes were made.
Yeah. I mean, well, no. You said basically you had a, pretty blonde, blue-eyed British girl, It's like, oh, fuck.
Granny.
That's a crazy thing for me, dude. My dad was all about blondes. I do not find them attractive at all. Then again, I never get above, a certain height. So.
I find it wild how, like, different my dad is from the rest of my family. Because, like, my grandfather was like, he was like John Wayne. He was just a quiet man's man,
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get married to one woman that I met when, like, I think he was like early, or like 18, somewhere in that area, maybe early 20s, and then just was married to her forever. Like, they literally fucking died of old age together.
Meanwhile, Dad's got a
My
sex duck.
dad, yeah, Jesus Christ,
Sex duck.
like,
That's a
he-
band. Dude, that's a band name. That's a
When I
fucking
was,
band name. We need to start a band, Sex Duck.
Nobody's ever going to explain that one.
When I was a kid, like, he'd take me to this water park in Norfolk, and or somewhere in Virginia. I don't remember exactly where, but we go to this fucking Wet and Wild water park thing, and he'd be like, "Hey, go tell that girl that your dad says hi." I'm like, "I don't know, Dad. That's weird."
That's creepy,
Come on.
Dad.
And
I don't even have a duck. Come
fucking
on.
sure as shit, man. He also had like a waterproof camera, and we would go to the fucking speed slide where you stand on the bridge, you get blasted with water, and he would take pictures, and every now and then he would get a picture where the girl's top got blown off because she hit like the bottom where the water was, and he's like, score, and I'm like, oh my god,
Your dad was awesome, man.
Dude,
I'm sorry,
he's a
but
fucking legend, man.
your fucking dad was like the kind of person you want to go drinking with, man, because it's never going to be a boring day.
No,
All right,
no.
guys, we finished the
One.
prime.
We
No,
finished one.
we finished the
Yay.
primed
All
ones.
right,
This is-
250,000 to go.
This is what you're looking at.
399.
We've already decided when Badger dies, man, we're gonna go up and find his widow and fucking debate his armies.
This
What
is
happens?
this is one box worth right here.
Jesus, dude. Are you sure you want to go down this road? You could just put that back on the shelf and
I need
move on.
to check in. Is this on YouTube?
Yeah.
And Twitch. That's 80 miniatures in that bag, and there are 4 more boxes after this one.
Jesus, I don't have any in this motherfucker's cup. I mean, that's at least 3 sex ducks worth.
This right here would get the presidency overthrown in that country.
God, can you imagine getting murdered over a bag of those?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, fucking no shit. It's a tool that I never needed to use.
You know, Uncle Phil, I've always thought I looked a little more like him. Yeah?
But we're also talking about a guy that would drink mouthwash, because, like, there's no reason to spit it out, son. It's a free shot. And I'm like, no, Dad, that's not okay.
I tell my wife, my grandfather used to start every day off, and he'd, like, wander down to the liquor cabinet, reach into the first bottle, and just take a giant swig out.
Yeah.
Be like, "Blah!" That's like he'd light an unfiltered Lucky, and that's how his day started. I'm like, I cannot match that, man. My wife's like, he died young. Yeah, they all die young. It's probably going to be my fate.
But did he die sad?
No, this is a man that did not regret any decisions in life, I think. Probably the only thing he ever regretted was his first wife dying very young. She was only 36, my grandmother. That's probably it. And there's nothing he had to do with that. I mean, she died of black lung. Welcome to West Virginia.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you came from coal family,
Oh,
right?
fuck, dude, that's all we've done since, like, 1650 we've been in the fucking state.
That's crazy, man. That's like those people you hear about where, like, you know, the husband smokes like something crazy, but the wife who doesn't smoke dies of lung cancer. And you're
My
like,
grandmother
"Fuck."
and my aunt, great aunt, have both died of black lung, having never touched a cigarette in their life. So, welcome to WB, you know? Yeah.
Okay, here's everything out of the bag. Now I get to sort them by.
Oh, man, that's at least 4 sex ducks right there.
Right?
It's not everything out of the bag. You keep. Oh, you know what? It's because there's a delay.
Yeah.
I'm like, keep pour out. All right, now you need a new desk to put all this shit on.
No shit. And you're telling me, oh, yeah, you don't need a lot of space to work on this stuff. Bullshit. Look at you, man.
Well, you're what you call
You're a
it?
pussy. You don't have any fucking...
No, you wouldn't have this many models.
Oh, that's true. I told my wife about it. She just kind of looked at me with that look.
Like, oh god,
Like,
where'd you go?
Okay, the book's
You're
not
not
enough.
allowed to talk to Badger.
You know, you're not allowed to talk to Badger anymore.
Cut off.
I really need to do an update video because when you look at that first video, Dan, you really should. Like, I've put so much stuff together since then. It's crazy. Yeah, it's on YouTube. I don't think I was part of Twitch then. What's that?
Thousands to build.
I mean, speaking of, did you like the guy on the Twitter discussion accusing? I don't know if he was accusing you or me of grape threats.
Oh,
Say the word.
Yeah, I did that.
Like
Treats.
what?
Treats. He misspelled it.
Yeah, you and fucking who was it? You and Atlas.
Oh yeah.
Talking about it. Oh my god.
What happened?
This dude suddenly came out of nowhere. I don't know if he accused me or Dan of giving rape threats
No.
to Shay, and I'm like, and I went off, man. I'm like, you better be able to provide some backup for that shit, bitch.
Shay has me blocked, so I don't give Shay anything other than second hand shit.
But I went off. I'm like, no, you better. And then if I, you know what? Screw this. I'm reporting your ass for threats.
Yeah.
I'm tired of your shit.
All right, let me take a break here. I'm gonna let these dogs out.
I was gonna say, go play with the dogs.
Yeah, they're over here whining in the corner.
Yeah, I still got 2 more sets of dogs.
Because they finally learned the secret of the duck. So, they're upset now.
They're like, don't touch me.
Don't touch the duck.
We don't know where that duck has been.
Well, it's definitely been to Spain. We know that.
Right? Yeah. I had my arguments today as well with retards. There's really no fucking winning with these retards.
Well, I mean, like watching the whole thing with the Horus Lupercal, and now they're like, yeah, well, you know, it's just a joke. No, you literally. Then some asshole was like, well, you know, they didn't give Horus that name until 2004.
I saw
how
that.
could they know? And I'm like, look, if it was me, I could. You or me coming back into the hobby is one thing, but really,
Yeah, I thought you said something like if you were 30 or something like that, I would understand, but
yeah, if you were 30, there's no way. But if you were my age, 53, 54 years old, how could you not come across it?
right.
You know, that was one thing. But if you're 30, which is probably what Shay is, no, that's.
Well, what I saw, I mean, again, I didn't see this whole argument. For some reason, I don't see all this stuff. I just see bits and pieces here. It was a video. I think it was Marshall talking, but he doesn't have his face, and he says something about the lore or something, and Shay kind of, I'm assuming that's her with the mask on, rolls her eyes or his eyes or whatever Shay is. I don't know.
His eyes, yeah.
And or looks off to the right. That's what it was. And I don't know. And then that was about it. But and they said something like, "This is why nobody wants you on their podcasts or streams or something."
It was very disingenuous. They clipped out certain things Marshall said and then put it to like Nazi marching music.
Oh, that's what it was. He said you put that, and you put in the background stuff like that. You know, what the hell is that all about or something? Yeah, now I remember. That's what it was. Yep.
Oh, I wanted to tell you. You asked me to ask Marshall a question about the Legion. Was it Legion of Death or Legion of
Legion of the Damned?
Legion of the Damned.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, so is it true that this Legion? He says, no. Actually, it's been confirmed that they're demons friendly to the Emperor. And I didn't argue, because I don't know enough about it. Unlike the fucking retards on Twitter, I don't know enough about it to say yes or no. Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah, no, that's incorrect. But
And I'm like, oh God, here's somebody named Dick Ott.
it's rumored. It's not confirmed. Okay, that's the biggest part. But I wanted to see just how far back his lore went, just out of curiosity. Not like I'm trying to pick a fight with him.
He said, okay, yeah, that was the original concept, but now it's believed that they're demons friendly to the Emperor.
Right, like I said, rumor, believed.
Right.
But I mean, the stuff I gave you, it's like right there in black and white.
Right, and I not that I was questioning you, but I read the Wikipedia page and it said the same thing you said.
Oh, I don't read that thing because sometimes
I know you don't.
Sometimes they're wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great starter thing. I mean, when I'm old and can't remember anything, I'll be happy to if that thing's still around, so I'll at least have some free lore to look at, So, but I mean, at that point, I won't be arguing with anybody about lore.
Yeah, I'm doing a massive bullshit. We'll be sitting right next to each other in the old fucker zone going,
Yep.
You said Horace Lupercal was... You fucking bitch. Dan will be sitting next to her going, you're both fucking wrong. I just pissed myself.
No, you'd be like, you're both fucking wrong. God damn it. See that? Where the fuck is my sex duck? And the nurse is gonna look at us like, what the shit's going on here?
The sex duck. I can't. Man, you got 5 people watching. Who the fuck are these people?
I don't know. I'm thanking them for being here though. It's probably because we're actually talking and we're talking about dumb shit. I mean, if we're making ourselves laugh, that might be something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bunch of fucking old codgers with Warhammer.
We should scream some of our dark side sometime.
Yeah. Bunch of old codgers, fucking veteran codgers, fucking bitching about Warhammer and sex ducks.
I'm sorry, I don't know why that.
Oh, it's funny as shit, dude. It's funny as
Cracks
shit.
with the sex duck.
Well, it reminds me of fucking Anchorman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With the whole fucking, oh god, what's it, shit, what is that perfume, or cologne rather, that he...
Sex
Panther.
Fly.
Sex Panther.
Or, yeah, Sex Panther. 60% of the time
works every time. That doesn't make any sense.
Shut up.
I killed the guy with a trident. Yeah, Brick, we've been meaning to talk to you about that.
Oh god, it sounds like something one of us would have said.
Oh yeah.
Guys, I just killed somebody with a trident.
It was cool.
I wouldn't talk about that, man.
Rick, I'm thinking maybe you need to get out of town for a while. I don't know that movie that well to quote that one, but
I don't either. But it's when he's sitting there drinking the beer and he's like, "Woof, that got out of control really fast." It did,
well,
didn't it?
that escalated really
Jumped up
fast.
a notch.
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint. Don't you ever say that about her again. Freaking hell, man.
It's like, what is it, the Ricky Bobby story? I know
Yeah.
bits and pieces.
Oh, God.
Would you shut up, Chip?
There was...
Scissor kick you in the back of the head.
I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey.
Oh, God, my wife and I hate that film. That and another one is Borat, the first Borat film.
Oh, I couldn't get through it, man.
See, the first part when he was in his native country, I was laughing my ass off. Hi, I like you. I like sex. It's very nice. It's like, God, sounds like some way ethnic.
That's like, it was hard for me to get through, Don't Mess with the Zohan.
See, I've watched that movie probably 10 times. I love this shit because it's so over the top. And if you've ever worked with Israelis,
Yeah, I have.
at their core, there's so many of them exactly like that.
I don't know, just Adam Sandler kind of...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I like him a lot, but that one, I don't know, it made me feel weird. That's all I can say.
Especially with his fucking the mom.
Yeah, that was definitely weird.
Missing in the fucking litter box.
Yeah, that was totally weird.
But, yeah, he drops the piranha in his pants, and he's like, oh, you like what you see, eh? The whole movie was... I mean, I love the gorgeous girl that was running the hair salon.
Yeah.
And I love, she's supposed to be, like, Muslim. Even she was Jewish. He had nobody Muslim in that film.
Hmm.
But my wife and I still make jokes about that. You know, fizzy bubbling and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. It's just so over the top stupid.
Okay, this is the one...
Okay, I'm watching. So I'm really watching you now. I'm watching
are you?
These people off. Yeah.
So,
a little cutter. Oh, a little cutter, a little X-Acto knife. You're gonna cut yourself again.
no. And I was just going to say, the reason... Yeah, if you take a look at this right here, that's where I cut off part of my thumb and everything with the door. It's starting to heal. You can see exactly how much I cut off.
See, if you use your sex duck, that would.
Yeah, right? If I'd have lubed the door with Sex Duck, I'd have been good to go.
What was that stuff called? Dr. Zog Sex Wax?
Yep, correct.
That you use on your sex duck.
Oh, dude, I surfed all the time. I use actually Mrs. Palmer's, but...
Well, I was going to say, we used to actually put that shit on our gear before we went outside when it was raining.
Yep.
And it worked great. We all carried a can of that. And they're like, oh, y'all surfers? No. Shit just keeps everything waterproof.
Yep.
I used to put it on my weapon. I actually get my weapon.
Dude, I starched the shit out of my pack, man. Because that fucking thing would get wet, dude. You might as well just add another fucking 50 pounds. Fucking crazy. Anyway, what I was going to say about the blade is, this is a very old blade, okay? And most people would tell you to get like this one, which is a brand new blade. Do not, okay? If you have something that you really need to cut, use your big blade or new blade. But trimming, if you use a dull blade, you don't cut more than you really need, and you can scrape, and you don't have to worry about slipping and cutting yourself.
Okay, so you're only scraping so you can put it in the base, correct?
Correct. On this one, yeah. These are really tight, too. Well, not as tight as the ones I had with the paint on them. But see, like right here. So if I had a sharp blade and I'm trying to get this piece off, hold on, sorry, I'm way the hell far away. That little piece of flashing right there. If this was a sharp blade, dude, I could easily cut in and cut way too much off.
Or gouge out the base.
Exactly. Where I can just go just like that, scrape off the rest, and then these are your best friend, sanding twigs. They come in all kinds of grades. You can get them off Amazon, super cheap. Hold on a second. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I took them downstairs or something. Anyway, you can get a tub of them real cheap off of Amazon. and many different grades or grit, and then depending on how much you want to do, so much simpler and easier than dealing with actual sandpaper or anything like
I was
that.
gonna say paper or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you see how it fits right here in this groove?
Yep.
I wouldn't be able to do that without taking off stuff that I don't want. So,
whatever weirdos are actually listening, I'm learning to build because I'm going to start building my own horse models soon. So.
Yeah, and thank you guys again for watching. Feel free to say something. We're not going to
actually snuck into Badger's house and I took some of his models and he never even noticed.
Yeah,
he wouldn't fucking notice.
Did you watch the video?
I watched about half of it. And, yeah, Jesus, man. Like, I saw that one backdrop where it's all terrain, a whole shelf of fucking terrain in boxes.
Yeah.
Your wife is
I haven't even been cracked open yet.
Nope.
Your wife is the most understanding woman on earth.
Well, see, here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. I'm telling you, no one believes this, but our first date, and I'm not saying this is a bragging point for anybody that's listening that's not, doesn't really know me. I'm not a male chauvinist or none of that shit. But, at that point in my life, I really didn't give a shit if I found anybody. I was just kind of done, with all the fucking retard chicks out there and stuff. And, because they all had kind of like this attitude that all the guys are dealing with today, only not as bad as today. And so I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to do me, fucking race motocross, fucking do my models, blah, blah, blah. But, this was in Florida. But when I met her, I just knew. I mean, I didn't even have this feeling with my ex-wife. I just knew this is the person I wanted to be with. And I guess she knew it as well. And so she told me. We went out to lunch that day, and I just laid it all on the table. If you'd have been a fly on the wall, you'd be like, this dude just fucked up. That's exactly what you would have said. But, I said, look, this is me. I'm not changing for anything. I'll never hurt you, never lie to you, never cheat on you, anything like that. But I'm not changing anything about me. And one of the things I did bring up was this hobby. Now, I didn't have it available to show her. I guess I could have pulled it up on my phone, but we really didn't have time for that.
I play with toy soldiers. You're going to deal with that, right?
Well, I explained it, relatively at length, if you will, I guess, for a little bit anyway, not at length. And then when she went with me to North Carolina, after her coworker said, be careful, he could be an axe murderer, and her sister, shit you not. Yeah, she actually told her that when, we were going out to lunch. She's like, ride in your own car, you never know. And Jeannie, I think was her name. My wife could tell the story better. But anyway, we get up there, and I took her, to the room that all this stuff was in my house. And even then, most of it was in the attic space, in boxes, big boxes.
Dude, you were literally 50 Shades of Grey. Let me show you my pleasure room.
Okay, I've never seen it, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, literally, instead of like straps and shit on the wall, it's like
Warhammer
models. Oh god,
we're going to hell. Anyway, yeah. So, but I mean, trying to think, on my Instagram at least, if you look it up, there's a giant centipede thing. It's actually bigger than our cat. It's a Necron Titan that she and I made together out of various spare parts and milliput, and actually came out pretty well. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, she supports it. I don't.
But you're home. As my wife said to me, you're home every night. You don't watch sports ball. You don't.
No, I don't.
Well, you don't drink unless we're drinking together. You don't go out with the boys. And that's the least I can not bitch about is your weird ass hobby.
Well, and that's kind of my dad asked me one time when he was back alive. This is when I didn't have a woman, and he was like, I had just gotten divorced, I think, a year before, and he came to visit me, and he was like, in my apartment, and he was like, I think he was just concerned or whatever, this was consuming me or something, because here he was standing at something he'd never seen before, a 16-foot by 8-foot urban city that was big enough to take Titans underneath bridges, because I love building things. I love doing this stuff. And, but, and my dad, who knows what he was thinking, he was the first one that ever got me a model, and it was a model airplane, a Corsair, actually, World War II Corsair.
For you.
And he probably never thought it was going to go this far, And I mean, when you looked at it, I mean, if I am going to brag on myself, Games Workshop's, whatever thing they've got that I've seen on YouTube and stuff with the Tyranids attacking that city and stuff like that, that's cool and all because they've got their they've got their buildings in there, right? But the difference between my board and theirs was mine was an actual battlefield, and it looked and felt like a battlefield. My dad even said, he goes, there's something here, it makes me nervous, and I was like, what do you mean? He goes, it just looks like this could be hell. And I said, well, then that's what I was going for. And he was like, really? I said, yes. Because, again, for me, the hobby is grim dark. It's not, this, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for the stuff like the Pariah Nexus and all that stuff that we got to see, and, and even though I don't have Warhammer Plus. But grim dark to me is like how Astartes was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a polished salamander, as much as y'all know I love salamanders. That's not my Warhammer, your armor should, I get it, well, here you go, and this is me really nitpicking. If we look at the lore, okay, when a Space Marine gets back to his ship, right, or whatever, frigate, whatever, what are their, ritual or rites, or we'll just say continuing actions as we know them as military, right? His continuing actions are, weapon, armor, and then body, just like we did, right?
Horse, saddle, and rider.
Right. But that armor gets fully repaired and shined up, painted, and all that stuff, right? That's not, if you look at that one video where they show the Space Marine donning the armor, and all the servitors and shit are coming out and putting it on him, and the cherubs and stuff, his armor's all fucked up. You know what I mean? And it's like, I get what you're going for, but you're going against your lore. Call me a freaking lore Nazi, I don't know, but it just, all those things stick out to me, and I can't help it. So, the best bet for me is the fact that it's kind of like how I play the game. Well, when I played the game. You can't lose because ultimately, if you think about it, neither side can lose because you can always say my force was a delay and deny force. And you can walk away happy even if you lost your entire army. Your goal was the last stand. Your goal was to do everything it took to delay and deny the enemy, as long as humanly possible, so that another objective that no one knows about was able to be accomplished. And that would be real life, as you guys know.
Oh, yeah.
So, and for those of you watching, again, thank you for being here and don't know what I'm talking about. The three of us are actually all veterans, the U.S. military. So it's, go back to the grim dark, go back to this board, go back to, the models and everything in the way that I would want them painted. I don't want shiny Space Marines running around in an urban environment of a terrain piece that I built that's supposed to represent dusty, rubble buildings. If that makes sense. It doesn't, you know what I mean?
You're gonna look like ass. Yeah.
Well, you gotta look somewhat, and that's the other thing. And and having had that board, I can speak from experience. You can never. Well, there's a guy. I don't know who he was. I don't know. He doesn't do bases like most people, where you do, a decorative base. He's got clear bases so that they match whatever game mat he's on, which is cool.
That's always what I thought made sense.
Well, and it can and it does. It just annoys me because all I see is shine.
Yeah.
But that's me.
It would have to be definitely dull plastic.
But if it's dull and plastic, it's just gonna be like a blurred vision of whatever you're on, and you're gonna see the scratches and everything. And there's really no winning with that unless you're okay with it. Is the way I look at it.
It's funny you said that. Your equipment, and I think about like our bases and stuff like that. My first duty station was Korea, for those listening, and basically the first briefing they gave me was, if the war kicks off, you're gonna die. That's it. you're not retreating. There's nowhere behind you, and there's certainly nobody in front of you. Your entire position is to die in place to give the rest of the military, Air Force, Army, and Marine
time to offload.
To get their shit together.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, we even had a nickname that was, apologize for those in the chat, we were called tampons. We were stuffed in to slow down the flow. That's it, man. We were not a 2nd Infantry Division, the few combat arms, because for a division, we only had 3 infantry battalions and 2 armor battalions. That was it. We were the entire American front line back then. So, yeah, I completely get it. And our equipment looked like shit, but it could fight.
But to be fair, our side wasn't starving either.
No, that's very true. Yeah, we didn't start. The food may have sucked, but there was plenty of it.
Right. I mean, they may have a ton of dudes running across the DMZ, but, you know, point of fact is they're going to run out of energy before we do.
Very true. Yeah, lack of calories.
Yep. Not to mention, I mean, it's not like, you know, South Korea didn't have their fair share of artillery.
Oh my god, everything was a fighting position over there.
Yeah.
You'd be going down the road and you'd see these statues of like Korean heroes on either side of a valley. You know,
So the Imperium.
Yeah, it's like, that's kind of cool. Then you realize there's explosives behind every one of those statues.
Yep.
Their purpose was to drop across the road to block passage. You're like, Jesus shit, these people are 100% on a war footing. That's all they are.
Well,
And that's all they could think of was the next war.
they
I
do.
mean, I was there 35 years after the peace treaty. Now, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but it was still very much in people's minds back then.
Oh, it still is. Some of the best guys I ever trained with are Rock Marines.
Rock Army and Rock Marines are psychopaths.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other. I went to Rock Ranger School in Jeju Island in Korea, and it was so funny because you had to actually sign a military waiver that says, however you're treated, it's not our fault. They would sit there with a bamboo whip and beat you in the back of the legs if you weren't running fast enough. Uphill, downhill. Uphill, downhill. I got that Rock Ranger badge, and I'm like, you know, it just wasn't worth the bullshit. But, yeah, I mean, you were up at like 4 a.m., and you didn't go to bed till 11. You got 5 hours sleep if you were lucky. You lived on rice and basically fish. If you were lucky, 2 meals a day.
Yeah.
It was a horrible existence, but man, they were mean as cat shit.
That's actually more food than I took with me on
Right?
regular patrols.
I think the only reason they gave us that much because we were Americans.
Dude, this is so much easier putting these guys together with no paint on them. Just saying.
See, and that's always my question. I see people that paint the pieces, then they assemble. I don't know if that's what the
Well,
model.
okay. Well, I'm talking about these in particular. Games Workshop
Okay.
plastic is a lot better than this stuff, and this stuff is so slippery and shiny, it's crazy. But no, I mean, I've done this. I've done it the other way on Games Workshop stuff, and I've never had an issue assembling them once they were painted. But to be honest with you, if you do it like I was talking to you about, the zenithal highlights and all that kind of stuff, you might as well just put them all together so you can admire what you did, fix anything you think you might need to fix, and then go ahead and, you know, give it a dose of primer and, you know, hit it from above or 45-degree angle, however you want your objective light source to happen.
Okay, so you're just using just basic crazy glue, right?
Hell yeah, dude. I ain't got the fucking money for no bullshit.
Okay.
I fucking order from the dollar store too, dude. Do it online.
See, that's what I mean. I don't know fuck all about this, so I'm watching the learn.
Yeah, I know guys use plastic cement and all that. I don't do that, man. You know, and the guy's like, oh, well, it's got a needle tip and I can precisely put it here. You know what? I know I'm making fun of him by the way I'm saying it. That's just me trying to have fun with it. You do you. That's all it boils down to. I don't have the money to, with all of the shit that, I mean, dude, the amount of glue I go through with all the shit I got and everything else going on that you guys know about in my private life, I don't have the money for that. And I damn sure,
Oh, no.
and every time I've used one of those, I'm constantly trying to unclog the goddamn thing.
Well, I
You
was
know?
just gonna say, I know just when I use Gorilla Glue around the house, it tips
Gorilla Glue will
always
work.
clogged.
Gorilla
Yeah,
Glue
it's
will
always
work, but it's
clogged.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I have been seeing this stuff called sprue goo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take, I don't remember what it's like, rubber cement. Some
Well,
kind of,
Tamiya,
some
if you used, or Tamiya, friggin', God damn,
Be right back.
why can't I think of what the hell it's called? But anyway, you're basically thinning down your sprues. You're cutting them up into little pieces, dump them into the actual, the glue, and it'll eat, I'm saying glue, it's not glue, it's plastic cement, and it will, essentially gel or melt it down, and you can use that. But see, here's the difference between, in my opinion, a benefit between plastic cement and crazy glue is if something goes wrong, or I feel like I didn't like the way I put that together, whatever. With crazy glue, I can get it off. And here's this stuff right here, Bob Smith, and I mean, you don't really need this. With crazy glue, you can typically pop stuff off, unless it was like this backpack where it's completely around it and all that stuff. But you can dribble this stuff in here and it will uncure the crazy glue or super glue. You plastic cement that thing, you're done. That's it.
piece,
Yeah, that's one piece. And I mean, you'll never have to worry about it breaking, I guess, unless it's like a piece like this, bayonet or something. But I mean, you're done. You're not getting it apart ever again unless you hobby saw it off. So I don't do that. I don't like it. I tried it one time and I don't know. I'm sure with everything, there's plastic practice that comes with it all. It just seemed like a damn chore.
Yeah.
And then the smell got me too. I couldn't do that. So, but again, I would never fault anybody for doing whatever their method is. But I know with crazy glue, if I get it on my fingers, I can get it off easy with my dull blade. By the way, I can just sit here and scrape it off. Watch me cut my finger off on YouTube. No, seriously, I do that all the time. When I'm done, I'll sit here and just scrape off whatever glue I got on my hand, and it works no problem. Yeah, dude, this is so much easier not painted with these models. Oh my god. I mean, oh my god, man. I'm thinking back to those other ones that are staring me in the face, and I just want to go, you fuckers, and put firecrackers on each one of them and blow them up. God. Now, this will probably go, I mean, I'm sure I'll get a rhythm here, and it'll go smoother. The only issue with these versus, say, Games Workshop is if you take a look at, like, how they've connected things, there's a lot more for me to cut than there usually is on a Games Workshop sprue. Now again, this was, what's the year of this one? 1998, dude. Target Games. Just so you guys see that. That's how old these models are. Like I said, right before what am I trying to say? Armageddon Steel Legion came out. Can't even believe I remember that. So, and then I don't know. I mean, I never bought any more after these box sets with 80 in them because I figured, what else do I need? I guess they came out with all kinds of stuff. Matter of fact, oh, check this out, Dan. You'll love this. Oh, let's see here. So they had. Let me move this out of the way so I don't glue my book. Look at this tank, dude. I never was able to purchase one of these, but I would have. It's like something out of Metal Slug.
Yeah, no shit, it sure is. I love those tracks, man.
I know, they're fucking amazing. Oh, here's a color version. Hold on, let me get this fucking light. I know there's a delay, sorry. And they did a hell of a job with the battlefields too. But I mean,
Go on Twitch and see if that's any faster.
it's on Twitch. But I mean, they've got, the different forces and all that kind of stuff. They've got an actual lore book all on its own, in addition to each army or whatever. I mean, there's, It's all about corporations, is what it is, if I remember correctly. This fucking weird ass thing.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't
Like a
fucking
bomber
know.
on legs?
It's like a fucking fighter on legs. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's called the Timothy McGuire, whatever that means. Or it is somebody called Timothy, a Hurricane Walker. That's what it's called. So I guess.
Gay ass nerd books, damn.
Yeah, it's a lot faster on Twitch than it is on YouTube.
But check out the. I mean, dude, they had some pretty badass models in my opinion.
Bullshit?
This is what it's from in that game. Like, look at these fuckers.
It gives that old Warhammer vibe too.
Yeah. Look at that fucking thing. Fucking. What's it called? Eradicator Death Droid?
Thing, man.
The Eradicator Death Droid. Look at this fucking thing. That reminds me of a goddamn fucking deodorant stick. It's called the TA-65,000 Light Reconnaissance Vehicle.
There's almost kind of a BattleTech vibe to it too.
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, it's all about corporations and shit. Unfortunately, the game's no longer around, but you
What's
know.
this game called?
Warzone Mutant Chronicles.
Okay.
But I mean, like, you know, their battlefields were pretty badass. Oh, yeah, see, that wasn't here. I gotta show you this tank, bro.
Definitely a World War vibe there.
Yeah.
Check out this fucking tank. I really wanted this tank and I never saw it for sale.
See, being the tank nerd, I see so much of it, like, this is so wrong, but it looks cool.
Yeah,
It's
that
so
that
wrong.
one, this one's definitely wrong, but it's so wrong it wants to be right, or is right. I don't know. Hold on, there
Oh
was.
no, it is definitely.
Let's see, the Chronicles of War. I believe this is like the actual lore of everything. A war without end. Amen.
One thing I can tell you that I like about this rule set already is they have a whole book with everything, all of the armies in it.
Yes. Well, that's how 3rd edition was initially.
Are you being critical of our Death Watch rules?
Oh
They're
damn.
scattered like
Dude, look at this! Look at this artwork, bro. Look at this.
No, that's just Warhammer in general. Is you have to buy a codex to get the rules for your army.
Yeah, but in 3rd edition you didn't. They were all in the actual. I mean, they came out with the codexes, but they were initially all in the rule book.
That's the point they went corporate. The minute they started breaking everything up into codexes was the day they went corporate. Somebody said, wait a minute, we can make more money if we break it up.
Right.
Yeah,
D&D was the same way.
The Dark Legion.
they created a whole lot of problems by doing that, because what ended up happening was they'd release a codex, and then eventually at some point they'd release a new rule set, and you had all the rules from the last, edition. And it's not like you just throw out those rules. They would just give you like a little errata sheet that says, hey, here's how you update your rules until we come out with a new codex. And you'd end up getting this power creep. So basically the strongest army is whoever the newest codex was.
Right.
And this is non-stop for several editions.
Yep.
But yeah, if you remember D&D, like 1st and 2nd edition, you could have 3 or 4 books and be done.
Yeah, I actually really like the way the 2nd edition books looked. Like, it just had like the brown cover with the gold foil writing.
Yeah,
And they're all uniform, or some of them were blue.
I'll be right back.
And you only had to simply a result of the stats, that they had to develop stats for every thing. And I'm like, no. If you're fighting a god in the D&D multiverse, dude, you're gonna lose. They're gods for a reason.
Yeah, that also comes down to GMing, though. Like, a bad GM can ruin a character, and that's why when you go to a random place with a character that was in a different campaign, you should expect the DM to throw it out and be like, nah, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, what is this? What is that? What is this?
Yeah, there needed to be, and sorry for any listening that are younger folk, but I do chalk it all up to lack of imagination. You know, you had to be creative. You had to have an imagination to be able to build this stuff as you went.
Yeah.
And I think it's missing.
Yeah, I've never played the perfect rules. I'm going to be honest.
No.
There's some that are really good in some aspects. I like the fact that 3.5 streamlines things. It's a lot of little math, but, like, there's probably not a more straightforward, but still be comprehensive rule set out there. But White Wolf games have the most imagination.
I played the early, like, Tier 1 first edition Vampire and Werewolf.
Yeah.
I played that shit in Germany in the 90s.
Yeah, like...
It was whatever we wanted it to be.
Yeah, like...
You know?
And that's where, like, you see the stark contrast between a rigid system like, 3.5 or pretty much all D&D rules.
Even 5 now. There's not a lot of imagination left in 5.
Yeah, 4 was the worst. And I was just talking about this on Twitter today because 4 gave you all of the moves, and they were cool moves, and every character got some cool moves to do, but in doing so, all of the things that aren't listed on there, you can no longer do.
Right.
So
there was no rule of cool.
Right, there's no swing from the chandelier and kick a dude in the face. Which is a big part of, like, when you start to get into role-playing and you realize, I don't want to do the most effective thing, I want to do what makes sense and is most fun.
Yeah, and I mean, poor Badger and our Death Watch campaign. It's like, we're all trying to pull rule of cool shit.
No, that's good, man. I'm worried you guys are gonna miss something is all.
Well, I mean, you might have to give our dumbasses a hint. You never know.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try to do it in character with the apothecary.
Yeah, but there you go. You've got the ultimate in-game character to play the hey dumbasses. You know what you just missed?
Well, unless our psyker killed me.
Yeah, for those listening, we haven't watched the Death Watch. If you want to see fuckery in action,
look at session number 2.
Oh Jesus! I played the chaplain, and I was about ready to put a bullet in his head. I'm just gonna point that out.
Dude,
we're doing the best we can.
I mean, honestly, how did we go from session 1 where he's wiping out entire squads to almost killing me because of his dumbassery?
Shit,
the rolls, man. One thing I've noticed about the Death Watch rolls is, like, you got to restrain the amount of, like, range between power, and, like, you see that a lot in D&D, but they do a good job. Like, you're not going to do an impossible amount of damage and then nothing next turn. Like, you generally stay in the same band, and eventually as you get higher level, you're going to be doing a lot of damage, or a whole fuck lot of damage. But I'm noticing in Death Watch, it's either you do nothing, or you blow someone's fucking head off.
Well, remember me with the chain blade?
Yeah.
I kept rolling 0. Yeah, 0, and then I rolled another 0, and then I rolled another. I think I was in the 50+ damage band.
It was somewhere where Dan's like, just go ahead and call it.
Dead. Yeah. He's fucking, do you want to keep going is what I said.
For those that don't understand, I mean, 50+ range band would kill a space marine on one hit.
Yeah.
Much less an orc.
Yep.
So.
Definitely.
Yeah. And Dan's right. There's no upper end on the damage, but there's also a distinct lower end.
Right, which is you miss horribly. Which happens a lot.
You would know.
Yeah, I had terrible rolls.
That was the worst.
They were so bad.
Oh
man.
God, man! There's a record out there somewhere of his Good
I
shit,
know,
bro.
you guys are probably sitting there like, this is the worst fucking sniper.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
The reason you stayed up on that fucking hill, man, because we're gonna beat your ass.
Dude, well, I knew, I had this sneaking suspicion it was going to go bad when he failed getting up the hill. And I'm not going to lie, I had my tongue in my cheek going, yeah, motherfucker. Remember when you were talking shit about the D&D game?
Yeah, I didn't say shit, did I?
Yeah, you did. You're like, oh. You're like...
Look at Badger fucking
Oh,
can't climb a small hill. Like,
Yeah.
that's right, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch can't. You were like, oh, buddy, bitch can't talk, can't walk a flight of steps. Bitch climbed the fuck out of a tree, though.
No
I
shit.
will say, you were vindicated. I can't climb up a rock. I'm a fucking space marine, and I was bested by some stone.
Your ass kicked by rock.
But I'm glad I wasn't also nuked by Slim.
This is true. This is true. Although, I mean, who knows, man? I mean, if it hadn't been for you kind of leading him along, dude, that could have turned into a nuclear blast for all I know.
Yeah, I'm really glad you talked him off that ledge.
He's lucky he rolled a fucking 1 on that one thing, because, like, the perils of the warp things are really potent.
Well,
And I was surprised, like, holy shit.
all I know is when you gave the distance for the damage, I was like, oh shit, I'm done. I'm like, he
I was
just
like, hold on.
killed me.
Let's really calculate this for a second, guys. This could be the end of the campaign.
In session 2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is a fucking 40k campaign. We can't expect to live too long.
Oh man. Well, you hope there's a little more complex. It's kind of weird they let you be a librarian. But hey, librarian right out of the can, here's a force weapon. And you're like, whoa. And for me, like, a lot of my bases come from, like, the points cost and the rolls. And I look at that and, like, there's no fucking way. How come he that's like a fucking 200 point model. And I'm like 25-ish?
Maybe.
25 point model, yeah. That's
Maybe.
because I'm wearing Space Marine armor. Like, you put Scout armor like I probably should have been in. I'm a 12 point fucking model. This is
Yeah.
bullshit.
Well, and that's the thing. It's that the game scales horribly.
Yeah.
And that's why I think if we ever do play Only War, we're probably going to get a lot more amusement value out of the game.
Oh, as we get fucking blow ourselves up.
Because we're going to have a dumbass psyker, retard fucking zealot, a moron, Ogren, and whatever the fuck else. Probably, burned out veteran.
Yeah, I'm so sick of this shit. Let's get it over with already.
The Emperor said I had a spot. Let's get to it.
Yeah, Legion Preach is sick of this shit.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, eventually, Badger will dive into that. I don't think the rules are radically different, just scaled down.
Yeah, I noticed that I really like that about the system, is that it looks like they're all intertwined.
I mean, there is that other system, whatever it's called, Wrath and Glory. Where you
got that, you got Rogue Trader, you've got Only War, I think there's another
Dark
one.
Heresy.
Yeah, like,
Dark
all of
Heresy,
these,
yeah.
the rules are all the same so that you can move these characters. And when you look at it that way, you understand a lot of why, like, hey, here's your 12,000 points to start with. We have to make you a Space Marine first, and these are all the benefits you get out of it. Like, there is no level 1. We're starting at, like, level fucking 5 or some shit like that.
So, I mean, I don't know if we want to go down the Wrath and Glory route with the new system or stay where we're at right now. So
I don't know if I can handle Wrath and Glory right now. I'm trying to.
it doesn't sound terribly dissimilar, but yeah, I know what you mean. We kind of understand this system.
Besides, if we're gonna roll to Only War and try to put our Dark Tide guys in there, and then we're already using this system, I think it'd be better.
Yeah, and I mean, the real brains of the group will be Tato. So. For those listening, Tato is the Ogren, and he's every bit you would expect from
Yeah,
him.
he's about as smart as a potato.
Yeah,
There's a
he
reason
really
they call him
is.
that.
Oh my god. Yeah, this will go a lot faster now that I can actually glue shit together and not sit here like this all day.
Yeah. Well, when the plastic, binds itself properly,
Yeah.
you're in a much better position. gonna.
Yeah, plus you get all the glue in your fingers. Don't give the wife a hug. You're gonna be like Clark Griswold when he's got all the tree sap on his hands.
Right.
Fucking everything's sticking to it.
What was that chick's name that drove the Ferrari in First Vacation?
That was Christy Brinkley.
Okay, couldn't remember.
That was like 19-year-old Christy. Oh my God, you got to be shitting me hot, Brinkley.
Oh my God, the
Like
dog.
every guy that saw that was like, oh yeah.
The dog peed on the sandwiches.
And Grandpa's like, yeah, whatever.
Well, just the fact that he was like rubbing it all over his face and everything.
Hardly the worst things we've had on our faces. So.
Oh no, right?
Then there's Dan.
I was just gonna say that, dude.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Dan, the guy, Dan, the guy, and the sex duck.
God, the sex. Oh man, that's even better than the previous story we had to work with.
What's that?
Iraq and the
yeah.
his love.
We're gonna get kicked off of this channel. Oh my God.
God, my drink just went up my nose. Oh fuck, that hurt.
Or we might blow up. You never know. Might end up with
Hey, man, did you hear about this? It's like 3 retards just talking about everything.
these fucking military veterans just fucking spilling the beans on all the dumbassery.
You got PTSD, man.
I'm pretty sure they've all been blown up. Explains everything. But their insights on 40k are like nothing I've ever heard. They don't even know what Lupercol is.
Oh, isn't that a medication?
Wait a minute.
It's a fucking
I thought his name was Horace 40k.
I thought his name was Horus the Emperor. Or Lord Helmet or some shit.
Lord Helmet.
Fucking A, dude.
That has been funny as fuck. Though. For those not listening, a Warhammer person on Twitter admitted they didn't know who Horus and Lupercal was. For those that don't in the audience, if you read literally anything in 40k, it's going to lead you back to the Horus Heresy.
If not, you're reading the wrong stuff.
You're reading the wrong book.
Or somehow you've managed to understand this universe where no one else could without it.
Dude, I'm just looking at your oh God, I'm just looking at all the shit you have to work on.
Do what?
Your wife needs to commit you, man. I'm just looking at all the shit you still have to work on.
You know,
how many point army is that? I mean, literally, if you assemble that all as an army.
just the one box, I would just figure out what an infantry squad would be for IG, and then you would know. Multiply that by 4. Well, 8. That'd just be basic weapons.
Today, and does he have a problem? We give you Badger.
The only reason that probably has not happened, besides the fact that my wife does love me, I promise you, is the fact that she knows how I can shoot.
Yeah, no, I've heard her. I've heard her in the background. She does actually love him for some reason. I mean, she probably could have chose any guy, but she chose this dude.
Yep. Well, it's like, I don't know if I told you the story, but we put together a like a shooting course or whatever, just a drill rather, that I wanted some people to do, and my adopted son ran through it. Didn't hit shit. My one of my RSOs went through it. Didn't hit shit. Well, I'm sorry, maybe he hit 2. And mind you, they were just running through it with the rifle and the pistol. I go through. Well, my wife says I was going to pack up, and she goes, "Well, have you done this?" And Scotty, our newborn's on her lap. And I'm thinking, is she calling me out, or is she just asking?
Yeah, she was calling you out, dude.
Right, and that's what I thought. So I put my pack on, my flak jack, or my sappy plates and everything, rifle, pistol, and everything, and ran it. Of course, I didn't miss anything. And I just kind of looked back at her like, Don't ever say that again.
It was so funny. We were, of all places, at the state fair. They had some kind of shooting thing going on. And my wife was like, well, do you want to give it a try? I'm like, I don't. You know. And the guy's like, the carnival barker's like, oh, come on over, son. Show her off. Show how good you can shoot. And he's sitting there explaining it to me, and I'm just like, plink, 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 target after target. And I don't shoot anything like you. I don't have that kind of skill. I'm just doing basic rifle marksmanship level shit right there. And I'm just fucking knocking the targets down, and he's just looking at me, and I'm like, oh, don't worry about me. I was in the Army for a little while. Plink, 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 plink,
I'm losing money.
He's just looking at me. And my wife's like just shrugging her shoulders, like, yeah, you know, whatever. So.
I tried to help out when we were dating. I tried to help out this, I don't know if they were, I feel like they were Japanese, but I'm not sure, but this Asian couple that when we were at, at Universal Studios, and it was a shooting game. And,
oh, is this Universal Florida?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And it was over in the dinosaur area.
Yeah.
And
I know what you mean.
yeah, so they had this alligator, or whatever, and this the Asian guy's watching me, and of course I won it, and then he's over there and he's struggling, and I felt bad, and I was just like, is there something you're trying to get, for your kid? But he didn't really speak English, so and my my Japanese is as far as Okinawan, and that's even stretching it.
How to order a beer. And...
Yeah, well, not even that. I don't know that, but but I was like, can I do this for you? And his wife is shaking her head up and down like yes, and he's saying no. And I'm like, come on, dude. I'm like, dude, put your pride in your pocket. Let me just get this thing for you, But no, never happened.
Yeah, I mean, this was just literally, I'm just there knocking the fucking targets off the shelf, and the guy's like just standing there, and my wife's like, yeah, I don't think he needs your help. Yeah, he's testing off some old skills. Where'd you learn to shoot like that, son? Army.
The game I love the most at carnivals is that one where you throw the baseballs at those.
Yes.
I think they're clowns that got like hair on the sides or something.
Yeah, I know which one you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been like my favorite since I was a kid. Can't believe it still exists.
Oh, fuck yeah. I saw it last year. Yeah, I always throw sidearm, which fucks him up.
Well, it always baffled me. I think I even asked my dad in front of a guy, if I remember this correctly. I think I was 13. And the guy just kept throwing it right between two of them, because they have them kind of close. And I'm like, Dad, why does that guy keep missing?
He sucks, son.
No, he didn't say. He was just like, hey, just focus on what you're doing. So.
Yeah, focus on the target. I mean, and I'm not belittling what Badger did, but both of us, the stress was on one shot, one kill.
Yes.
Now, his was with a rifle bullet, mine was with a tank saber. But both of it was, you have limited ammo, and once you fire, you're fucked. Your target knows where you're at.
Yep.
You're going to have to displace. So
well, there's no, I'm not saying I couldn't get resupply, but it takes a while.
Right. And it takes, it's like us. I mean, reload, it was always so funny. They're like, well, we can open those panels in the back of the tank and lift out the rack and put a new one. How long does it take? 6 hours. Mm-hmm. Jeez, I'll just do it by hand. Thanks.
Well, and I had to worry about somebody coming in, even if they weren't going to link up with me and I was just going to get everything cached, then I had to worry about them compromising my area. You know what I mean?
Right. And same thing with us. I mean, they bring the ammo in. We were a giant sitting target. 14 vehicles in a coil waiting on ammo. Mm-hmm. It was great when we got it. Is that the commissar?
It's just a squad sergeant, but he's got a hat like that.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Like I said, they didn't have Krieg and all that back in the day. But yeah, these are definitely a lot more enjoyable to put together. I said that. Well, we'll see. I mean, I put those two dudes together over there, and they weren't too hard, but I'm just trying to knock out this sergeant real quick. See, that's how it's supposed to be. You put some glue on, tap it together, and it should be done. That's it.
Yeah, they've kind of complicated it, haven't they?
Well, those other ones had paint on them, and I had to sit there and hold it because they wanted to fall off. So.
By the way, it's your fault that I'm talking about getting into the actual modeling side of the hobby badgers.
My fault?
Yeah, if my wife ever meets you, she's gonna be like,
Oh,
you're
Roger.
the
Yeah, I'll take it on.
You're the bastard that got him to build them.
I'll take that on.
Yeah. For those listening, my thing has been lore, and I don't talk about how many novels I have. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, you still don't know who Horace Lupercal is.
I don't. I thought his name was Horace 40k. You know?
Yep. Figures. Fucking noob. You guys are fucking calling me a nerd over what I was asked about the fucking M4. And fuck you,
Look
dude.
at you went into fucking full nerd mode. Well, actually, that's an M16A2, which is like fucking.
Hey, I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, I know nerd.
Right. Fucking dick.
We're all
Dude, I literally left a game today with a group of people I know.
We're all nerds in the eyes of the Lord.
Because one guy started lecturing me on how tanks work, and I'm like,
oh fuck no,
son.
Listen here, boy.
He's like, well, actually, what you should. I'm like, look, I'm not going to argue this point with you. I'm just going to compare 22 years with 0, and I'll talk to you later. And I fucking left, and I told the person.
I saw it on Popular Mechanics.
Right, and I said, I thank you very much. I'm done. Have a nice day. I can't fucking take that. I'm fucking old. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan's old, Badger's older, and I'm ancient. So.
Grandpa here.
Oh God, I am a grandpa. Jesus Christ. I mean, my grandson old enough to play Dark. I am trying to do that for those listening. I am trying to get him Dark
Happy
Tide for his
Thanksgiving there,
Xbox.
Savage.
I'm going to try to get him Dark Tide for his Xbox. And then his team is going to be Dan, Badger, and myself.
Oh boy.
Because I figure we're pretty safe to run him through the game without corrupting him.
I will make sure that I will make sure I mute my mic.
Yeah, I was going to say the F-bombs will have to be dialed back a bit.
Although,
sure, if he's 13, it's not the worst he's ever heard, but...
Although thinking about it, I don't talk much when we're playing, I guess, huh?
You really don't, man. We do call-outs. That's all we do when we're playing. We do call-outs. Like we've done this shit before or something.
Yeah. I don't know where we got that from.
I have no idea.
Dude, that fucking shotgun is amazing. I'm telling you, I fucking love. I really thought I was giving up a lot going for a single shot, but
It
dude,
sucks so bad with that. I need to go get one of those shotguns and try again because I'm shit with them. So.
dude. Well, I mean, it's really about, at least for me, because I'm not as good at these games as you guys are, but I'm looking at, when I see the target, first thing I'm looking at is what's vulnerable. Like those big dudes with the chain axes and stuff, I just take their legs out. And it doesn't, and even if it doesn't kill them right away, depending on what level they're at or that we're playing, they're still on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So it's a great AoE weapon, in my opinion. And then, and again, Savage, if you heard me, happy Thanksgiving to you too, man. What was I trying to say? Man, I hate when that happens. When you aim in, I can honestly say that I don't aim in even with the snipers. Like I leave it, as it is, hip fire basically. I just make sure the laser's inside that little square and I pull the trigger and the sniper dies. So, I mean...
Oh, snipers suck anyway, so...
Yeah. Gotcha.
They are if they're me.
Oh, I
The
thought...
problem is I don't have a plasma gun.
That's
that's
there it
the
is.
problem, yeah.
That's the problem.
For those at home, Dan is really creepy with the plasma gun. He can hit point blank or he can hit like across the map in Dark Tide. But if it's nothing in between, he can't fucking hit a brick wall with that shit.
That's
All right, so I just picked up a kickback. I'm going to give it a shot. Again.
Kickback.
That's the shotgun.
That's the shotgun, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Basically a 40mm shotgun.
Are you talking about the Ogren?
Yeah.
Yeah,
gun?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know the one. I like the, I think it's called the Rumbler. The
Yeah.
grenade launcher version of that.
Yeah, I suck with I suck ass with the Rumbler.
You do. I mean, another thing that I do is I mean, it may look like I'm just running around shooting all the time. I'm not. I'm
Well, yeah, we
I'm
know
planning
that.
each shot, especially if I'm going around a corner. But I mean, I can clear a hallway with that thing. It's great.
Okay, spin up the reload speed. God knows.
Oh,
needs
yeah.
that, so. Plus
Definitely.
10% reload. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna get these guys done. I'm telling you. I'm not. I mean, again, I want to paint so bad, but I know if I start painting, I'm never.
It's over.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll never get this shit put together. None of it. So, better that I just slog through it.
Yeah.
And I mean, talking with you guys and stuff, I really don't even think about what I'm doing here, which is great. I mean, I'm just putting stuff together, so. Let's see, so there's, and sometimes I'll do like a countdown, like, I've got 40 of these guys, right? So what have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm on 8. You know, and it's like, okay, great, only 32 more to go. But then sometimes that's a bad idea. Because it's like, oh god, dude, 32 more to go.
Yeah, I used to chunk it out by squad. But you never get done that way.
No.
But I do have a squad after a while that I can look at and be like, alright, cool. Hell yeah. Let's keep going.
Yep. Well, I know that, you know, even when it comes down to the painting, there's going to be the boring process of the assembly line, you know, stuff that has to be done. You know, priming and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. The only issue I'll have is deciding which army I paint first.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. You've got a whole bunch of gray on the shells.
And middle.
Where do you start? Yeah.
And stupid Citadel fine cast. God, I hate that shit. I learned
Yeah,
about it the hard way.
I got a whole bunch of fucking old metal models that are in like a tackle box that I have that are still waiting to be put together.
Sometimes I figure stuff like that I'll probably end up using like in our next Civil War, like the Patriot.
Yeah, sure.
Melting them down into bullets.
Gotta make these into bullets.
The plastic, I'll just melt that down and add some toxin to it to, you know, secretly put it in people's chow.
Fucking taking the long way here.
Well, when I run out of metal bullets, I gotta do something, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I watched. Now, the other thing is I keep some of these boxes, you know, just kind of like, you know, this is what it was, you know, what it came in. I don't know why. Just collecting, I guess. Like all my Space Hulk boxes, I highly doubt I'll get rid of any of them. Even though I'll never play the actual Space Hulk game. I tried, I don't like it. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But I like my little... Oh, I know what I was going to do. That's right. I told myself I was going to paint my Space Hulk board, because then I can be sloppy or whatever and get back into it, you know, and not have to worry about anything being ruined, you know what I mean? And then I've got an entire terrain piece done.
You know, the concept of Space Hulk is much cooler than the actual game.
Yes.
Well, I was going to ask you guys about Space Hulk. So
What about it?
the question? Well, I mean, it looks like kind of a nice stripped down version, because I'll tell you, one of the things about 40k that makes me go, I don't care, is the sheer time it involves.
Oh yeah.
I will tell you that Space Hulk, in my opinion, is not simplified. It's a fucking...
Really?
It's fucking... It literally is chess with some fucked up rules.
Okay.
And...
Yeah, there's a lot of micromanaging.
Yes.
Yeah, the whole thing is micromanaging. Like your facing matters, where what weapon, the order that you walk down the hallway fucking matters.
Yep.
And then gene stealers are basically instant death to a Terminator
Correct.
if you get close. So, you know, it's it's a stressful like mess of did I fucking make a mistake? And,
Well,
I can see it's not for everyone.
and in the new version, or at least the 3rd edition, there's a hourglass, so you only have so much time, you know, as a Terminator to make your moves.
Yeah.
So
Add another level of stress to it, like make your decision. Which is why I think it makes a better video game than it does a board game.
yeah,
And even that game was a problem, wasn't it?
I like it.
Yeah, I didn't dislike it. I need, God, I don't know how to say this nicely. I need better friends to play it with.
Right.
Because, you know, like, it takes a certain amount of tactical mindset to it. And I think it probably plays better with a group of veterans than it does with people that don't really have a tactical sense.
Yeah.
I was just about to say we need to give it a shot then, because I've been wanting to play it, but
Well, and that's
solo.
well, and that's the thing. If you look at the way Dark Tide plays, where you're hanging out and then shit just keeps coming, the same shit happens in Space Hulk. But you know, there is a little bit of a reprieve here and there. But the longer you hang out, the longer. Well, in some missions you really can't hang out because they are timed. Like something's gonna blow up and you need to shut it down and stuff like that. So it's not always just a let's crawl through this and we'll all tactically, you know, do Overwatch or cover this sector of fire and we'll clear rooms and blah blah. You can't always do that, which is good, you know. And then you got, you know, dipshits like fucking Dan who break down all the doors probably. But fucking, no, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Wait, that's a bad thing. Okay.
It could.
Wait a minute. Wait.
It could be.
A big part of Space Hulk is sealing doors. So
Yes.
you don't have to go back and worry about them unless they rip through it. But like even in the board game, it's like, all right, I'm gonna weld this door shut, and that's like an action that Terminator would take that turn.
Right.
But that's a big thing in the video game too. Is like you're trying to limit the amount of places Gene Stealers can come crawling out of, and it's neat because it's like it gives you that Aliens vibe,
Yep.
but in a 40k flavor.
But also, if you close and lock those doors, sometimes they don't reopen. So you may have to break the door down on your way
Well,
back.
I was just going to say, I've run into missions where you got to go back through those same doors.
Yes.
Or even worse, you sealed the door and there's shit on the other side of the door and you fucked up.
Yep.
And now it's your choice. Do I try to fight through these, you know, Tyranid warriors that are standing here, or, you know, get the shit kicked out of my back, cutting open the door?
Right.
You know, there's shit like that.
And that's where you need a good team.
Yeah.
We need to do a. We can start playing some of that then, because I've been looking forward to playing that. But
I got it downloaded.
Me too.
the same.
I'm down whenever. Believe me, I love that game. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I probably gotta
I
relearn
just get
everything.
lost as fuck in those maps.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
They're beautiful maps, but they suffer from, like...
2D versus 3D.
Well, most games, like, you know, unless you're really paying attention, it's all the same. Like, every
Right.
area looks the fucking same. I don't know where I'm going or, you know, where I've been. Until you've played it like a million times and you have, like, okay, I know where I'm at. That's the same thing with Dark Tide. First time you play a new Dark Tide map, you don't know what the fuck's going on. You don't know where to go.
I don't know
There's
what's
no,
going
like,
on most of the
clear
time.
delineation of, like, how do I get to point B?
I never
And
know
there's
what's
all
going
these
on
little,
anyway.
Yeah, nooks and crannies. And then eventually you get to the point where you're like, all right, and everyone just sprints right off. They know exactly where they're going.
Right.
Which
All right.
kind of kills, like, the tactical flavor of the
Yes.
All right, for those listening, Badgers are going to start clearing, fucking streaming some fucking death, you know, some whatchamacallit.
Dark Tide and Space Hulk.
Space Hulk. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, it's usually on at the beginning of my streams. I just didn't do it tonight.
So tune in for 3 retards in Space Hulk.
Got yourself a narrator now. Tune in next time.
For retards in space.
Space Hulk. Sex duck.
Shit. Remember, kids, the thicker your armor is doesn't change your IQ.
Damn.
And by the way, we're not letting sex duck go for a while.
Nope.
Oh, it's fine. I put it on my my Twitter bio.
Nice.
Bearer of the sex duck.
Hey, you can't win. You can't lose with the sex duck, man.
Dude, I actually really like it too. It's a nice duck.
What the fuck were we watching recently? Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And You can criticize Clint Eastwood for a lot, but if you see his daughter, it's like, damn, sex stuff. So, I'm like, it's fucking hot.
Jesus Christ. Good thing this channel isn't listed as for kids.
This is like stream of consciousness for retards.
No shit.
Which particular daughter? He has several.
What's her name? That's true. He's made about 10 kids, though.
Yeah, he's been busy, man. So listen here, woman. What's his wife's name? Dina? Oh, maybe Maggie? I don't know. He had 2 of them, so I'm gonna fill you full of babies. We're gonna repopulate this country.
I don't know. He said something a while ago really annoyed
Allison.
me.
Okay.
Really annoyed me about.
Yeah, she's the one about our age, and I'm like, damn, she's wearing it well.
Yeah.
You wear glasses, see that?
Fuck yeah, I'm blind as fuck.
All
That's
right.
why I was a gunner for a long time.
Just making sure. Just in case you ever have glue pop up like I just did. You don't want it to get in your eye.
The brief time I was actually selling chemicals, I somehow managed to splash caustics into my eyes. Not 1, not 2, but 3 times. So
There you have it.
I'm well acquainted with the fuckery, yeah. I'm literally stealing ideas watching you do this shit. So.
You're doing what?
Stealing ideas from you.
That's why I have the channel, man. That's why I have the channel.
My shit's gonna be. You know those really bad memes of like the space marine glopped on penises kill me, brother.
Yeah, I will say this: save your first model.
No, I don't want to do that.
It makes a big difference when later on, like, you know, you've got an army that you're proud of, and you go back and look at that first model, and you're like, God damn, I've come far.
Well, that's why I say get a toy and paint it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably will. Because I was thinking about those fucking Joy Toy, but damn, they're expensive. So.
Nah, I mean, like, get some cheap Walmart toy,
Some
dude.
Walmart or
Fucking Transformer or something, you know? Spray prime that bitch and then fucking paint it.
My name is Optimus Prime. Shoot me. Just look at my paint job.
Matter of fact, probably the better thing to get would be one of those Minecraft toys. It's about the same size as one of these models.
I thought you were going to say My Little Pony. I'm like, God, my granddaughter's going to be horrified. She's going to be so horrified.
Goddamn Slanesh My Little Pony? Yeah, probably.
Oh, God. No, you got to understand. Someday when you're a grandfather, you have to learn all
You think I'm gonna live that long?
Yeah, of course you will.
Dude, I don't
Those
think I
people
would
live forever.
Dude, you think I would fucking live this long? I'm shocked as shit every day I wake up.
Yeah, but you didn't have your kids as late as I did, I don't think.
No, that's true. I mean, my daughter was born when I was 20. So, yeah.
Yeah. Scotty's
But,
4 in 5 days.
dude,
and I'll be
you'll
50
live
next year.
forever just for that reason.
I hope so.
Yeah. No, like, literally.
So, you
Keep
that'll be your reason right there. And,
I gotta make
no.
him ready for the next Civil War.
North or south?
Oh, I figured it was right and left.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. But no, my granddaughter's like, she's like, I want My Little Pony. So, Grandpa's got to learn every pony. What would they call cutie marks?
Oh, you gotta learn all the cutie marks.
You got to learn the cutie marks. You got to learn the names. You got to learn all that
Here's
bullshit.
this fucking badass veteran, just boiled down to a knowledge repository for cutie marks.
Have you ever seen that meme with the guy that's like standing there with a rifle and he's like, the woman that contained me hasn't been born yet? So it's 4 years later and he's sitting down to tea with the 3-year-old.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you wait, bud. You wait.
Hmm.
Badger's been tamed. He's been tamed and humanized.
I don't know, because
Fucking
lately I've been having to raise my voice to my little 2.5-year-old girl, and
But she's 2.
she gives me that look like I'm literally Horace Lupercal.
Dude, she will conquer you. I guarantee that.
I don't know. She tries this negotiating crap with Crystal, and then I walk in and go, "We're not negotiating. Do what you were told." And it's like,
give her a few years, trust me.
Oh, that's your role.
Something about daughters, it's just they win. They always win. Can't explain it.
I don't know. She's super smart though.
And fucking granddaughters, oh my god, they can't lose.
Well, the nice thing about grandchildren is that's your chance to get revenge on your children.
It is. It really is. Here's the little monster I created. It's all yours.
Here's some extra candy for the road, kiddo, and don't forget to finish your energy drink there.
Here's a literal tube. Oh, pixie sticks. You've never heard of those? Here, try some sugar. It's wonderful.
Oh my god.
But we're corrupting the shit. Whoever's in the chat or whoever's listening is going, oh my god, I'm never having children.
Slow down, Holmes. Take it easy. It's alright. Smoke dog. Been smoking since I was 2.
No, they're
Easy.
fun and they're wonderful. You get to hand them back at the end of the day. So.
Yeah.
But no, they're great. They're great. I mean, the granddaughter. Oh god, learning all of the My Little Ponies and cutie marks. Oh god, I'm like just.
I don't even know what that crap is.
The cutie marks are the little, almost like little tattoos each pony has on its flank.
Okay, I know what that is, but I didn't realize it had a name. That's disturbing.
Oh god, yes.
No, I mean that there was a that it was a piece of nomenclature.
You gave yourself away on that.
Fucking veterans talking about cutie. What's the nomenclature for this particular mark/cutie?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh god.
I didn't know it was a
God,
piece of
thank you,
nomenclature.
Thank you. I'm not the most autistic one in the room right now. So.
Jesus Christ.
I just see them like they come in, they're joining the army or whatever.
Oh god.
Fucking My Little Pony army. What's your nomenclature, pony? Horse. Sir.
Oh god, I'm sorry. I got tears in my eyes. Thank you.
My name's Butterscotch, sir. My cutie marks a fucking cowboy hat. Right. Hat, cowboy. Got it. Move along, troop.
You're now Cav.
Solid.
You're now Cav.
Now brush your teeth in a rapid vertical motion.
Cav.
Troop.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, great. It's like, we know where you're going.
You're now a
Front
Cav.
lines, troop.
Oh god.
My name's Sunshine. You're gonna need that attitude. What we're sending you, there's not a whole lot of that.
We're sending you the Arctic, bitch.
I was just gonna say that. Where are you sending me? The Antarctic, motherfucker.
We're gonna be changing that cutie mark to fucking snowflake soon.
Icicle.
Here's your cold weather gear. There's so much. Yeah, you're gonna fucking need it.
Oh
Move
god.
out, troop.
I just had a flashback. Cold weather gear. I don't know if they still issue the old Mickey Mouse boots.
They do.
Oh my god.
Well, it depends. It depends. They got some new shit now, but I know the ones.
Oh, you mean
No,
the
yeah,
fucking
the
rubber
black
ones?
or white
No, they don't
Mickey
make those anymore.
Yeah, the black or white Mickey Mouse boots.
Yeah.
They had the fucking air valve on them.
Fucking clown shoes.
Yeah, we got the super fucking Arctic like ultra set. I'm like, dude, I'm from Florida. Like, yeah, but you could deploy to a cold place. Where? Where the fuck are you? Well, what if you go to Afghanistan? I'm like, I mean, dude, this is like fucking Antarctica level fucking cold weather zone. It's a set, goddammit. Move out, Richardson.
Fuck up, Drew. Oh god, it was.
I really don't need this. Trust me.
What was
I'm
it?
good with just the poncho and a fucking, a polypro or whatever.
It was Ranger School, and we had to winter over in Fort Wainwright, which is Alaska, north of the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, you might have needed that.
The first lesson, they took us outside with a wrench that had been sitting outside for about 3 hours, and they broke it on a rock and said that's what steel does. And I'm like, can I go back to Florida? Can I go back to swamp training? I think I failed something.
Yeah, this sounds cold out here, guys.
Oh, it was.
Perhaps we should stay inside for this war.
3 months up there. Holy shit, was that?
Well, it's like, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I know I've said it to somebody, doing cold weather training. Excuse me. Told his fucking lieutenant, he's not my lieutenant, but he saw saw my sniper team, you know, taking our rifles outside, you know, the hooch there, and setting them outside the hooch. And he's like, "What the hell are you doing that for?" Climatizing them. And he was like, "Okay, whatever." And you know, he goes to go out. Guess what happens? Fucking bolt freezes.
Yep.
Great job, dickhead. You know.
Put enough lubricant to displace all of the moisture on the weapon.
Yep.
Even us dumbass tankers do that.
Yep. I don't know, man.
Because if a 50 cal bolt freezes, you ain't moving it.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I wonder if, you know, like officers in general in the military go to a completely different, you know, training skill set than any of us do.
Having trained them, they hear a lot of the shit we learn in a classroom. And that's the problem. They learn it in a classroom, they never actually experience it. So it's all theory to them.
Well, and it takes me back to my buddy Eric that got killed, you know, when he was, I mean, he was my assistant team leader back when we were both corporals, and, you know, in my sniper team, and he got out, you know, after 4 years, went to college, you know, went to OCS, become a pilot and all that stuff, and, but he called me from school, straight up said that they, you know, I mean, he was, why I say from school, he was out in front of the OIC's office because they were going to kick him out. Because the captain that was giving them a leadership class or ethics class or something like that said, "Don't trust your staff and COs because they'll fuck you over every chance they get." And he stood up, he said, in the class and was like, "I don't know what fucking Marine Corps you people have served in, but that ain't my Marine Corps." And he brought my name up. And,
oh, Jesus.
Well, and it's not like the captain knew who I was, obviously, but he was, you know, started to give an example, and I guess the captain didn't like it, so he told him to fucking get out of the room. And Eric, you know, being like me, because we basically grew, he was like the brother I never had. He was like, "That's fine. I'll go sit outside. I just want you to know you got no fucking integrity, sir." And anyway, he called me up while he was sitting there, you know, getting ready to see the OIC. And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm probably going to get kicked out of here." He didn't get kicked out, but...
Did you ever read About Face by
Yeah.
Kurt Patworth?
Yeah, I have.
Do you remember the story about him when he went to officer school and they're like, "Hey, you know, one of our members earned the Medal of Honor," and they're reading off the commendation. They said, "You know, where is Lieutenant Fuckwitz? He got kicked out for violations 2 weeks ago, sir." Yeah, and it was from Korea. And it's like, that's what I think of, because for those listening at home, I used to teach officers at Fort Knox, armor officers, Marine and Army. And I swear to God, every class came through had the biggest dumbasses. I could tell some horror stories about shit officers have done. So the ones that could get through, that had common sense, always were prior service enlisted. Every fucking one of them.
"You're too critical of your chain of command, troop."
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I'm at this rank, asshole.
Cat.
You know?
I have a giant cat perched on my PC. I think he's found the ultimate warm spot. So.
And he's
I
got
never
he's got the
understood that.
nomenclature of a rainbow. What do you got? Or whatever you called it. What did you call it again? I don't remember.
Fucking cutie mark, man.
Cutie mark. You know what? That's okay. So from here on out, no longer do units in 40k have any type of insignia. It is now a cutie mark.
Cutie mark. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God, that's fucking
Yeah,
perfect.
wait for your daughter. Give it about 2 or 3 years. You fucking wait.
She has My Little Ponies. I just didn't pay attention to
You
that.
will have to learn it. I'm guaranteeing this. You
Fucking-
will fucking memorize.
I'll take
this
him
shit.
outside and fucking go through extreme
My
hostage
ass.
rescue drills.
You
With
will
my
fucking learn that shit.
fucking...
No, I got this. This is going on Twitter.
Dude, I used to train my guys with Barbie dolls, dude. Take them to the fucking range, fucking put up fucking scenarios. I can tell you Barbie was definitely a terrorist a lot of the time. Can never trust that woman.
What are you doing up here? I'll be right back.
Yep. What are you doing, Dan?
I'm being fucking bullshit. I'm gonna call it a cutie mark on Twitter.
Oh, like just Warhammer in general?
Yeah, I'm gonna put a picture of an Ultramarine. Like, hey, what do you guys call this upside down U cutie mark that the Ultramarine? I'm just see if I can get some reason.
That's awesome. That's probably gonna stick with me. If I can remember the cutie mark part. I'll know what I'm talking about, I just won't. I don't know if I'll remember the cutie part. That's hilarious. Easy, easy. Fucker. Plastic flying everywhere. You'd think I was in some kind of rush here to get 400 of these done. At this rate, I'll be done 4 years from now. Sometimes I wonder if the views that I have, especially on Twitter or Twitch, are not quote people, but just Twitter watching me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or YouTube.
Right. Hey guys, what do you call this upside down U cutie mark that the blue guys in Space Marine have? What the fuck did you say?
You might could have used Space Wolves instead. That might have got a little more traction. I don't know.
Yeah. So you know what? Space Wolves shoulder pad.
All right, I will be right back. Gotta switch some dogs.
Okay.
Oh crap! What was that? Cool. Welcome anybody that's here.
Hey,
You get any traction on it yet?
not yet, but I am excited. I put the Space Wolves on there.
Oh.
I said, these guys are called the Paw Patrol, right?
Oh shit. You're gonna fucking start some shit, dude. That's awesome.
Oh man. Maybe I'll start a trend, you know? People are keep talking shit to Shay.
Oh, why? Shay likes Space Wolves?
No, Shay's just dumb. She doesn't know anything about the game.
Oh,
Doesn't know who Horus is.
that's true.
So, you know, rub some fake ignorance.
Alright, I replied.
The Codex Equestrian.
I said I'm not seeing it on the Codex Equestrian.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Well, what you know? What you probably need to talk to either Oh God, what were they
Oh
called?
my god, I'm looking when I posted. There's Hasbro, Netflix. Oh my god.
Who's the? Well, I guess it'd be any Imperial Guard regiment that has Rough Riders, right?
Yeah.
They might know.
God, should I do that?
What?
Should I get a set of Rough Riders and then paint cutie marks on all of
Oh,
them?
bro, that would be rough.
Okay, so what are the
No,
Rough
no.
Riders
What you
look
do
like?
is you
I know
save
what
your.
the
Hold
army-
on a second. This is what you do. You save your money, and instead of buying GW models, you go out and buy My Little Ponies, and then put GW models on them.
I think there's a bit of a size difference, but
You want to say, or you were asking what they look like?
yeah, because I mean I know what the Rough Riders in the army look like, and then the so
Yeah, I mean, they have the back haunches exposed. You could literally paint them weird colors and then put a cutie mark on each of them.
Those are
I
the
just-
new ones.
Yeah, actually, that's a pretty decent looking model.
Yeah.
I don't like the Attilan Rough Riders. As
Yeah,
they
I
are.
don't
think
either.
they're a goofy, like I get that the Imperial Guard has different, like, technology levels, and they just kind of like, hey, if you're going to charge these fucking things with spears, you might as well have explosive spears. But it's still a really stupid idea. Like, I always think it'd be cooler to make a conversion where, you know, it's some Cadians on, like dirt bikes or something like that, and they have chains with grenades on the end of them, which is functionally, like, you know, is the same as this.
I think it's really. I mean, unless they're fighting, say, you know, other humans or something of equal size, I think it's more of a diversionary force. Not because I mean, like, think. Did you ever see that? That I think it's Soda's made a video with Krieg going after some renegades and renegade space marines, and they had some Dark
yeah, I think I
Angels
know
there,
which one you mean.
and they had an entire force of Krieg Death Corps, Death Riders, and they were tightly packed, but they all had their explosive spears. But I mean, one bolt round, and I mean, the horse and rider are gone. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I remember, it's like 5 or 6 crack grenades wrapped around.
Yeah,
a spear
something
or
like that.
Well, the beauty of them, though, is that fast attack option. I think they've got the 12-inch move for the rules that I'm in.
Yes.
And that's what put them into, close combat. And for the first turn they do that only, it's fucking dead. Like, there's almost no chance of surviving it. Like, tanks, fucking armored troops, like, you're getting some hits. Someone's dying. The next turn, they're just guardsmen on horses. They're useless. It's a terrible waste of points. But it does have some style.
So you're saying the 10 that I bought from Forge World, and then the 40 or so, or was it 50 that I made molds of them, I wasted all my time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck.
I don't
You might as well put cutie marks on them. So.
Yeah.
No. I'm definitely feeling all 50.
Oh, man. Yeah, paint them up. We've got the whole fucking lineup here. See that? I just posted the...
Codex Equestrian
Yeah.
doesn't lie, man.
What? Where is it?
on Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter?
Yeah.
We're just literally making
Did you
shit
tag
up
me?
at this point.
Did you tag me?
No,
I
it's,
don't
if
think
you
so.
look at the last thing that I posted, just find me and click on me. Should pop
Oh,
right
I
up.
see the truck, but yeah.
Oh, we're gonna start a shitstorm on Twitter. I can see it already.
Dude, I feel like these are just random ass emojis they put on here.
It really does seem to be. I just put in fucking cutie marks in
Yeah,
Twitter.
each one of these is a fucking magic horse.
Just found that shit.
My stepmom is a veterinary chemist.
Dude, it beat fucking Starfield.
Yeah, that's fucking random as shit.
But I don't see the equestrian thing.
All right. Here we
I just see Paw Patrol and I see the first one you did.
go. It should have been a response that CDAT said to me.
Oh,
first.
okay. Oh yeah, there it is. Not seeing it on Codex.
You know, when you're half
Jesus
drunk, the shotgun
Christ.
really does work well. In
Oh my god, dude, that's
Oh,
crazy.
it's probably the only thing that does. Yeah, all of those are My Little Ponies, apparently.
Barely.
You have just enough Rough Riders to cover that.
You know,
Oh my god.
You know, where do they? I don't know where the My Little Pony story comes from.
From back in the 80s. I mean,
No, what's their planet though?
oh, Equestria.
is it really?
Yes.
Equestrian Rough Riders.
Yeah, it's called equestrian. Oh my god, did I know that? Oh
The question
I'm the
is,
cool. I'm trying to be the cool grandpa. Fuck all of you in chat judging me right now.
is it worth the meme? Is the question. I think it might be.
It's worth an adorable granddaughter. That's all I can say.
Okay, so what about Care Bears? Those things.
Oh, fuck the Care Bears.
Yeah. Well, no,
Cares
don't.
about these little
Don't.
bitches. No, don't do that.
Yeah, don't fuck the
Then
Care
you'll be
Bears.
a furry, man.
Right.
Fuck the Care Bears.
That's how we get furries.
Oh.
Yeah. When you're the most popular fox at FurCon, you know?
Yeah.
Just like the
Oh
meme.
my God. Rainforest. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
No.
A dude named the Internet Historian did a great video on this, just the worst furry convention that's ever gone down. It's so bad that other hotels, or that hotel called other hotels to warn them, like, if this ever comes up, you need to say no. Our-
Was that the one that turned into like a giant orgy or something?
Yes, they also broke, like, a ton of different rooms. They were stuffing diapers inside the jacuzzi, and they destroyed the jacuzzi that was
yeah,
there.
yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Because they wear diapers in their fursuits so they don't have to go to the bathroom.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's a different kind of thing.
I think our
not
world
had
is
many
weird,
good
you know?
experiences with furries.
Yeah,
There are
furries
good
tend to
furries
be
out
weird,
there,
right?
but they got a weird flavor to them. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on that gets you in that situation, but I've by far met more crazy furries than I have.
And many of them tend to be in IT, which always kind of concerns me.
Yeah.
too.
Jesus
I don't know how
Christ.
that- like,
Our internet future belongs to the furries.
Jesus. I don't know. It's over, man. It's over. It's game over, man. It's
Game over, man.
What are we gonna do now? The fuck are we gonna do? Watch some real pretty shit now, man.
We should let her run the show, man.
Like, this little girl survived longer than. Oh wait, because how long before we're overdue can we expect to rescue? 17 days. 17 days? Hey man, I don't mean to rain on your parade. We're not gonna last 17 hours. They're gonna come in here before, just like they did. They're gonna come in here. They're gonna come in here. They're gonna kill us.
It wasn't wrong though.
no, he was
Like,
that
let's be honest.
Like,
He
that
was the
a
one
good time.
rational one in the whole place.
Listen,
Poor Hicks.
this
man.
little girl survived longer than that with no weapons and no training, right?
Why don't you
Put her in charge?
He's like, everybody knows that, dude.
Dude,
Everybody in the middle.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't give a shit about celebrities. But when Bill Paxton died, I was like, oh man.
I
really?
felt bad, man.
Yeah.
He played some really great roles, man. Between that, I mean, if you go all the way back to Weird Science,
Yeah.
when he played the fucking brother.
Dude, a lot of people don't even realize that he's the guy in Terminator 2 when
Oh yeah.
When he's like,
Laundry Day, nothing to
clean,
wear.
nothing clean, right?
Yeah, that's him. I mean, fucking Twister.
Yep. He's a good dude, man. I mean,
He was another one of those actors that I classify as he kind of like wandered onto the set.
yeah.
You're like, you want to be in the movie? Yeah. What was this? Krasnowski. It's in the Jack Ryan films. He was in fucking The Office. He just kind of wandered onto the set, and they're like, "You want to be in a show? Sure, man. Come on." Fucking Mark Wahlberg's another one.
Oh, the funniest, or probably the most I've ever enjoyed Mark Wahlberg was in The Other Guys, when he was looking at fucking Will Ferrell's wife. Why are you with him? I mean, just like he's not even there, just talking. You know?
See, I liked him. What was that? He was on the oil rig.
Oh yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah, and he was just a dude, man. He wasn't like some super fucking superhero guy. He was just a fucking dude trying to get his ass off a burning oil rig.
I can't remember the name of that. I've only seen it once.
Yeah. I mean, I even read the book on it. I was like, holy shit. Still didn't explain who Horace Lupercal was.
I know. What the fuck? All this.
What was the thing Shay said that was cracking me up? Lupercal, you mean like the skincare product? I'm like, what the fuck? What?
You think Shay's just doing it to get a
No.
rise out of people?
No, I think it's actually. Then they tried to spin it as, oh, I was just joking, bro.
Yeah, we're way past that.
Damn it, Badger, you kind of sold me on this fucking shotgun. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, if you employ it, correctly, I think I can.
Yeah, it's crowd clearing.
Yep.
Crowd clearing and fucking boss killer.
They just upgraded the shit out of that gun too.
Yeah, they did.
Well, that's pretty legit, I think.
It's the clear everything off the screen button.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a big fan of less ammo, but that gun does all right. At least I think so.
It's the Control A and then delete gun.
Yeah. Oh god.
I mean, it does blow the guts out of whatever you aim at. I'm not gonna lie.
It fucking gores up.
Well, if you get them point blank, dude, there's nothing.
Between that and a heavy blade, holy shit.
Yeah, that cleaver is fucking something else.
Yeah, they broke the shit out. Oh fuck. Alright, Play-Doh Group, we can get to test it. Damn.
Yeah, these models aren't that bad for the era.
Holy shit, I just speed killed a fucking Play-Doh Group.
Yeah,
Pop that burst override. It works on that thing too.
I never remember that I have that.
they're not bad looking models. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think they make a great standing for Krieg, but I don't know if they would be what's the word, practical, because can you even get these models anymore?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe on eBay or something. Maybe.
Well, I mean, if you were going to 3D print them too, you might as well 3D print, the actual model.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's why I have 400. So I'm good.
Fucking nerd.
Nerd. No, I mean, they're, I figure, I don't know, I really wanted them for all kinds of reasons, and I've forgotten all those reasons over the years, but
Tank?
Made sense at the time, so.
You were fucking lured in by the tank.
no, I
was
didn't
lured
know.
in by the
I didn't know
glamour of
anything
it
about the
all.
tank until I got the box. I just saw, hey, you get 80 miniatures that could pass as Imperial Guard for $40. I'm in. Yeah.
I showed both of you guys that, right? Brent Spiner on Night Court.
Yeah.
I was lured in by the glamour of it all.
You were a worm farmer.
Crouched over a big old tank of wigglers.
It exploded.
It was like
all the pasta in your life coming back to haunt you.
I'm sorry, but the way they delivered that may have been some of the best TV. And next to the Oh, that is my personal rage moment. They had the best Thanksgiving episodes of TV ever, and then the top 20 was not WKRP.
Really?
And the Great Turkey Drop. I'm like, you fucking commies.
Yeah. World's really gone to shit, man.
And I get it. It was 1978.
What's the word on the Steam game of the year or whatever it's called?
You can nominate. The voting is in December.
What? Because I was like, whatever it's called.
This dude, Combat Wombat, one of the dudes.
Oh, I fucking love him, man.
He fucking finally responded to this bait that I posted.
He
He said the upside down U for the Ultramarines stands for Umbrella Corp.
Oh, somebody got the joke, man.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been like more like good luck getting it in. Yeah, this is a lot easier putting these together than it was all that paint on there.
Holy shit, holy shit, 4 Ogrins, 2 with heavy silvers, 2 with shotguns.
That ought to clear everything.
Everything dies. What's up, bud? Are you liking it? Yeah, you're soaking up all the heat off my PC. You're like a heat sink.
That is not what it sounded like initially.
No, my giant cat is laying on top of the fucking PC. Just living the life with all this heat coming off of it. I play Dark Tide. So.
Your fans are gonna clog up from cat dander.
Oh, dude, I have to clean them every week. I'm not gonna lie. I have to clean the fans every week.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, guys, and thank you everyone for hanging out. And we will see you next time, whenever that is.
Alright, take it
Oh,
easy,
yeah.
bud.
You guys have a good one.
Yeah, man.
too.
For the next 8 minutes that are left of Thanksgiving, make sure it's a happy one.
Right?
Unless you're in a, western state from here, then I guess you missed it.
I'm gonna buy some models I don't need.
you already have the models.
How will you tell the difference?
Exactly.
We have models I don't need at home.
Right,
The models
exactly.
you didn't need.
It's like all of them.
Yeah.
Right on.
He's got Horus models that don't even say Lupercal on them.
Oh my god,
So
we gotta
fucking
be have the right nomenclature. What is Horus's cutie mark?
Big giant dick.
What is an eyeball? Is that on there?
Yeah, an alien eyeball. I always thought that was really strange. They put an alien eye on their armor. I'm like, that's weird.
I thought it was like a cat eye or something.
Right.
I think it should be replaced with this banana that I'm looking at on the Equestrian Codex.
Oh, you want to make a banana, so you want to make them fucking custodies?
There you go.
Custodies, beauty mark.
There you go. Well, alright, everybody. Y'all take care. Guys, thank you. It was great.
Yeah, we had a good time.
No problem.
Alright, later.
See ya.